your feet. But the hangman isn't hanging, and they put you on the street. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. Wheel turning round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again.
Hey, it's SINDROA.
Insert Siobhan welcoming to SINDROA here.
No. Last time on SINDROA, the party departed Bone Cliff for the first time into the wilds. On a magical journey to go talk to some guy who lives in a cabin. They did that. Then they went back to go look at a cave. They did that. That's what happened. Along the way, they fought mosquito bats and funny monkeys. They crossed perilous bridges multiple times. And Siobhan and Aers discovered some weird, ancient, buried stuff in the back of a weird cave. And collected some lichen and stuff like that. Also, there was a guy who was almost hanged. There was a... Aers found a locket. Ram stole a stick.
Hell yeah. I got a magic stick.
Ram stole a magic stick. I think that's everything. So, where we left off, it is past sundown. Full dark of night. And Siobhan and Aers have emerged from the spooky cave back to join up with the party again. And that's, yep.
I didn't like anything from down there.
We should
What'd you
probably.
see?
We should stay 6 feet away. Aers.
Right. It was just a whole, like, house down there. With doors.
One hole out.
A domicile.
There were double doors and everything. You know, I've heard legends of the troubles of double doors.
Everyone knows to stay away from them. Nothing
Right,
goes
and
behind
Siobhan
them.
just wanted to open them willy-nilly.
All right. Well, it wasn't willy-nilly.
You wanted to willy upon the nilly of the double doors.
That's gibberish. Yeah, we found a lot of things. We found Aers thought that building was 1,000 years old.
Very old.
Really, really, really old. And there were like runes on it. And by runes, I really just mean a language. But it looked so old that it made me think runes. And it was like the same lettering that's on the Cobra's tower even.
That's very intriguing.
So maybe we can translate that. There were also bodies. But
what do you mean by bodies?
there were 5 skeletons.
Oh, so they
Skeletons implies that they're
fresh.
old.
Could you
No, the
tell how long they were there?
seemed like it was really, really, really long.
All the meat was gone.
They were picked clean?
It appears to
I
be.
don't know if they were picked clean per se, or if, that was just nature
What was it?
doing
Was it
its
dry
thing.
down there?
I think they'd been down there for hundreds of years, like a really long time. It was quite dry.
Hmm. Sounds like they were picked clean if it's dry down there. That usually helps preserve people, but... Huh. That's...
There has to be another way in too, because if you can't fit Ram.
Yes, there was this deep pit. And like there were stairs going down around it. Just this enormous shaft. And it just went down and down and down, and we couldn't go down it. Because I don't have a way to go down it right now.
Might have to investigate further.
No,
once,
we have to.
become prepared.
I was thinking we get some spelunking gear before we tried going down there again. But it's a good thing we know exactly where it is on the map, since we're on a hex thing. Put an interest token on this hex neck.
Why are you yelling at me?
I don't know. I'm yelling at God right now. Well, we should probably mark the spot.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean,
Let's see what I got.
it's the southern edge of that. It's the southern edge of the place north of the place.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find something to put here.
We think the skeletons might have had the disease, maybe, or a disease. They had osteoporosis, except all over their body.
That's disturbing.
None of them were in wheelchairs, so they weren't lying about it.
So their bones were degenerated and just out in the open.
Yeah,
That might suggest it being picked off.
and
Perhaps
they
by
were.
some
Is
organism,
flesh
but
falling
two of-
off a symptom of the disease you're looking into?
Peeling in a couple of cases.
You do remember that specifically. Yeah, there was some peeling, but the one case that you knew about that was like really bad was like it was like falling off the bone, like chicken off the bone.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
That
Well, that
sounds
seems
like
to
could
be it.
Okay, that wasn't in the text file. That was in the.
That was something that I think was like said to you by the guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm gonna put this. How's this like this hole? There's a hole.
Oh,
Looks
good.
We've got.
it's gaping, yeah?
Yeah, there's a gaping hole there.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
that's the point of interest that we wish to go into is the shaft.
Yeah. There's a hole there now.
But two of
What
them
is-
had been murdered.
How can you tell?
They were
Were they
scoring
re-
on their ribs like they'd been stabbed multiple times.
And there was that dagger.
That too. Hey, I could be holding a dagger and dying, and just die there, and it falls off
Well,
my.
score marks on bones could also come from something eating it, but
It was one.
oh,
It
just
was
a
only
single.
one. Yeah, and it fit the dagger.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah, no, like stabbed in the heart.
That place is evil, I tell
But
ya.
but three of them didn't have that, and their osteoporosis was more severe.
That sounds like bad news. I don't wanna catch this disease.
Well, we don't know if that's the disease. I'm thinking maybe we could. This is gross. Acquisition a cadaver. I'm not sure if there is one available.
Well, those bodies might be too old to continue carrying the disease. And we've made note of the, the skeletons and whatnot.
Yeah, but we don't know if that's the disease.
You don't know what else could be, lurking around in those caves. It could be like
Big
Yeah, but-
mouse.
Siobhan, have you thought that maybe this could be caused by a fungi or something? That might be like growing in the caverns.
There was lichen.
Hmm.
There was lichen in several places that were of significance.
That could be
Um,
something to look into.
Yeah, I got a couple
Something
samples.
that could spread underground possibly, since you seem to think that it's coming from the mines, right?
Or something. If it's down below and that was a case 1,000 years ago.
It could be something endemic to the area.
Yeah.
But what could be the source of it, and how is it getting around?
Well, the cave systems. If
Mine
there's
and
running
stuff.
water around here in caves, there's bound to be underground rivers somewhere. Could help spread if it is, a fungi or something.
Lichen is like half fungus, isn't it?
Yeah, it's they're a compound organism of multiple
Right.
different types of fungi and other microbes.
And-
I don't know.
Yeah,
if they're plants.
another word that I can't pronounce. Like cyato blah blah blah.
Cyanobacteria.
I think so.
Yeah, that's what photosynthesizes. Caused the biggest mass extinction event.
Germs?
Germs.
Cyanobacteria, yeah, the great oxygenation event.
When everything turned into oxygen and made everything die.
That's why you find banded iron deposits like rust and a lot of sediment. Because there was suddenly such great oxygen content in the atmosphere that it
Everything
caused stuff to
became
oxygenize.
oxidized.
Yeah, literally things just rusted to death.
Oh my god. Oxidation.
Well, certainly is some good information we're surmising here. Especially the underground rivers one. Siobhan, what do you think about that?
Genius.
Well, can't think anymore on a tired stomach. I've got to go to sleep and eat some snoozes.
Alright. Alright.
I go to the edge of some other rock and I make a bonfire. Just
You can join me if you want. This is just how I go to sleep.
Try to stay away from Aers for the night. Try to stay away from me for the night.
Ram's gonna stay far away from both of you.
Set up on the other side of the fucking clearing or whatever. All right. So you guys are setting up camp, going to Betty Bye.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds.
Should I burn these? Pointing at my clothes. Should I burn these?
No, they look good. Just press
No.
them.
I don't have that.
Oh, I do. I can press
Does that
digitate
get
them
rid
for
of
you.
diseases? I don't know the parts that are contaminated. If any
Well-
parts are.
I'm sure the magic intended it for to clean microbes. Like here, look at it this way. If you had shit on you, you'd get sick. If you prestidigitated this shit off, you wouldn't get sick. So
No, I mean,
logic
that makes-
implies.
It makes perfect sense. I just don't know which parts of my clothes are.
Well, all of it.
Contaminated.
Cha-cha!
If any.
Or you just do a
It's-
good once over.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I need to learn that one.
I'll press digitate them clean.
Really put that one on the back burner.
I spin around like a magical girl transforming as I'm prestidigitated with all the sparkles around me.
Well, look at that.
Okay, so you guys do a, you guys get
Wait.
hosed off with
Yeah.
prestidigitation. Sure.
I
don't know if that's
was gonna
so
burn
well
him,
done.
so
If
You don't know if
Ram
that's
could also,
you don't know if that's effective, but you did it.
Also, Ram could pressure wash us with his trunk.
That might cause more trouble than it's worth.
You get all his
Then I'll
nose
be spraying
microbes.
you with my trunk juice.
Yeah.
You don't know
Yeah.
what kind of stuff I'm carrying. Better
Yeah.
not mess with that.
He's got flagellitis. Okay.
Never know. Might pick up something in the water anyway.
okay.
Are you-
I burn my clothes. I burn them. Okay, whatever.
Okay, Siobhan. You got a spare? You got spares?
Probably. I did give one set of spares to that man. Wonder how many she brings with her.
He's carrying around like this full fucking trunk suitcase.
Yeah,
full
no,
of
that
stuff full of
doesn't
clothes.
seem right, does it? Probably got a smock. I'm okay.
Okay, so you burn your clothes and you're now wearing a smock, and that's it apparently.
I guess so. I gave
was
that
in-
man the pants.
I was
Did
in my
give
own.
that man some pants.
I was in my own suit, but I don't know. I just run it over the fire.
Just to sanitize it.
Oh wait, no, I don't have the armor. Wait, spoilers.
You have your helmet, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, you'd want to sanitize that, certainly.
sanitize that.
Okay. Sure. All right. So you have a hot hat, and
It's so hot.
a hat so hot it fry an egg.
Yep, that works.
Leg so hot leg. Leg so hot it fry an egg.
Exactly.
One of my favorite pictures on the internet.
Oh, splendid! I can do daddy. I gave up immediately.
He says how splendid. And he goes back to staring off into the distance. Okay, I'm gonna try to sleep.
There we go.
Nor
now I can
I.
smile at it. I think about this picture more often than you'd think.
It's memorable.
It's memorable. And it's catchy too. Leg
Yeah.
so hot, hot leg. Leg so hot you fry an egg.
I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah, that's Grammy Award winning stuff. Okay. Are you guys still sleeping somewhat separate, or are you...
Yeah.
feeling good
Oh,
about it?
Ram's staying the hell away from
Okay,
tonight.
Ram's get the fuck away.
Please,
Um,
please, I insist.
Uh,
I've
so,
seen the nightmares of what happens when you get sick on the sea. I'm not messing around.
okay. So
Oh,
Aers goes
goodness.
to sleep with his hot hat, and Siobhan goes to sleep in a smock. And do you have spare shoes?
It's a little cold.
You got shoes?
Sure. I got stuff. I'm fine. I wrap some bandages around my feet.
Oh
and
God! Oh boy!
I really hadn't anticipated the naked man.
It threw a snag in your plan. That dude took your fucking pants. You're just wearing a long shirt.
Yeah,
Shirt cocking.
yeah, I'm feeling good.
Alright. Okay, you go to sleep. Is everybody just going to sleep?
I'm trying. What
Alright.
about you guys? Yeah. Okay.
Alright. Everybody bundles up and goes to slumbar.
Even La Tiffany.
Even La Tiffany.
Oh my god, I'm like so totally
Tiffany
sleeping.
might still be walking in circles around the house.
Doing a few laps.
Yeah. No, I've been doing some laps.
Jesus Christ, brother. It's
I
been
mean,
like a
yeah,
half
I've been
hour.
doing hella laps, dude. I need to get
She's
Yeah.
doing pull-ups on a tree.
It's been half a hour.
Full an hour.
Look, bro. Like, every once in a while when you have like a blue alcoholic beverage and then you follow it with Coca-Cola, your stomach just says go fuck yourself.
Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Yeah, okay. During the night. You make
Nothing happened.
You make a confused face. You fell asleep in the middle of the woods.
What do you mean I'm in danger?
You made a perplexed.
What do you mean?
You guys fought monkeys all day. You're like, all right, well, anyways.
What do you mean? I'm fine. I'm sorry, Jackie. Thank you.
Incredibly, Jasper does not spot this until we get to the point here. I suppose you would you would see it at a certain point. Jasper doesn't have to sleep. Right? I feel like
He doesn't have to eat, so
I don't know if the Find Familiar is supposed to be like a permanent like sentry bot.
no, he didn't.
I'll say he can make perception checks, but all right, whatever, fuck it.
I mean, like, all I can do is heal.
Yeah, all right. You hear a startled "Quack!" and you wake up, and Aers.
Ram first.
Oh, my fucking headphones popped out. I was like, why is this fucking guy not responding to me, asshole? Why is this thing being so bad? I really need to get a new laptop. Aers, you awaken to a curious snuffling sound, rather close to your person.
Oh, I hope it's a cute pig.
And your eyes sort of adjust in the darkness, and you just see a massive, furry shape hulked up and just sort of like head lowered, sort of just nosing and pushing around your bags, basically, just like trying to pry them open.
He wants the cookie in your pocket.
And you can see it appears to be a massive bear with enormous antlers.
Ooh, mythical.
Eula.
Oh my god.
And it's just...
It smells awful.
I have potatoes in there.
It wants
Majestic.
I kind of just let it rummage for the potatoes.
Okay, you open one eye, you see it there, and you just
eat the potatoes.
just not moving. You hear like a ripping sound.
Oh god.
It's a fucking bear.
Oh god. Well, I mean, it's like bear at a campsite, right?
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
you can't do it.
Essentially, you're just shit. You just see like in the moonlight, like a bunch of your shit just spilling out, and it's just slapping it around, pawing it around.
Yeah.
You see it lower its head, and it just starts to feast hungrily upon potatoes and celery.
Oh no, all of his rations.
My vegetals.
It's okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine, I say to myself in my head.
I'm just.
It turns slightly in the dark. You can just see its head moving, and you see it like sort of looking over at you, and it's a
Funny.
moves a little closer. You see it like it steps on something in your bag, and you hear just like
No, my can of potatoes.
and it just sort of paws at your body a little bit. Just you just
Pretend
sort of
to be-
shake a little bit.
I just go to my natural state of being and pretend to be dead.
Make
I
a
just act dead.
you know what? Make a deception check or a performance check.
A performative deception. check.
Yeah, performance check.
Hey,
You're
hold
playing
up, I don't have
dead.
any-
You gotta keep. You can't corpse. If you corpse now, you're fucked.
What does that mean?
Corpsing? That's when.
You can't break character, bro.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
it's
here we
from.
go.
It comes from the term of like when like somebody's playing a dead body and they smile or something during a scene.
Deception and performance is luckily they're both fine. So. Ooh, 15.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah,
a bear. Like
Yeah.
you're not. You're tricking a bear.
But a mythical bear.
Yeah, with antlers. You see it just sort of lowers its head and it sort of flips you with one of its antlers, just sort of like rolls you onto your other side.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just... You can smell, like, it like, sort of pushes that massive snout sort of towards your chest and your face and is just, like, getting a deep whiff. And you can smell, like, on its breath is, like, this weird, like... It's like a mixture of the food that you were carrying and also kind of like this, like, coppery smell, like it may have had something else to eat tonight.
Pennies.
It says, like, in your ear. And then it sort of raises its head and just sort of looks around the camp. And then it just starts padding off into the forest.
Oh boy.
That's what attacked me. Right there.
So then, we all heard the Jasper noise,
You all
right?
heard the Jasper noise and probably woke up to see this bear just,
Just
like,
watched this.
just eating
But
his
I was afar. Yeah. I go. Is the bear like really cleared out? I give it a bit.
You hear, like, the snapping of twigs get softer and softer.
All right. I look at my damage.
Let me see your inventory.
Damn it.
Just take a picture of it.
That's 10 days of rations right there.
Ah, okay. It ate all of them.
Okay.
It's a bear. It ate everything. And it stepped on the tinderbox and broke like 2 of the torches. And that's what happened.
All right. Let me just turn this into a 0.
You might have to borrow some rations from some people.
But I'm vegetarian.
Well, hopefully they've got celery. Also, there are like big like claw, like sort of like scratch marks on your water skin. It looks like it held, but it was trying to get into it.
I did break my backpack. Is that what I heard?
It ripped your backpack in half.
Oh.
What?
But everything
Found
else
it.
seems okay. What's your gaming set or musical instrument?
I have no idea. That was just in there.
Make it up off the top of your head now.
Loot.
Hungry, hungry hippos.
Okay, a lute. Just roll a d20 for me.
Oh god. I'm gonna roll
That's
the
a good
baby.
gaming set. I need to remember that.
It's a 17.
17?
Maybe
The
17.
loot is fine. Although you might have to
Okay, good.
retune it. It got tossed around a little bit.
It's like a lutalele.
A loot. Okay, sure.
A little loot.
Yeah.
A Luke.
Luke.
But that's what happens.
Luke.
Aw. That makes me sad.
I just kind of make eye contact with Aers if I can, just to make sure, just like, you okay?
I put up a little rabbit thumbs up.
You okay?
He's crying. I'm just kidding.
Why did I have to have all the herbivorous foods?
Yeah, I mean, the bear stuck his face in there. It's like, oh shit! Oh, here we go!
Potato salad.
I love potatoes. I'm a bear. That's what we eat.
And my
He's
carrots
clearly
are
a
celery
scavenger.
mashed
Yeah,
potatoes.
it's just eating stuff. That's 89% of an animal's thought process is time to eat something, I guess.
How much health did it have if I had to kill it over my potatoes?
You don't know.
Oh,
You didn't attempt to kill it.
good.
You can go back
Yeah,
over
that's
there and
good.
try to get the mashed potatoes out of its stomach.
Yeah, we aren't on XP.
The rest of the night passes uneventfully, thank God.
Yes.
And you wake up on the bright and early morning of the 16th of rain.
It's raining.
You know
Roll
what?
weather effects.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
raining.
dang it!
It's
The
raining.
Tiffany doesn't mind the rain.
Siobhan,
prefers
already cold in her smock,
nothing.
is even more displeased by the fact that she is now in a wet smock. But smocks are meant to take some liquid, so could be worse. Could be a worse choice of attire.
Ram prestidigitates Siobhan dry.
It
but it's
lasts about
raining.
1 second.
Wait,
Thank
did you just
you.
say like the ram just like used his trunk as like an air dryer?
No, he did not. He cast a spell.
No, Ram casts spells with his gun, so he's shooting like giant puffs of smoke at you.
Yeah. Pew, pew, pew. He's up there. He's like fanning the hammer, blasting the fucking rain out of the air. Pew, 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 pew.
Siobhan gets up soaking wet. Ram takes out a gun and shoots her. She's dry for a second.
And then she's wet again. Yeah, it's a
She
harrowing.
takes the strange man and moves on.
It is a harrowing series of events, and you just file that away for future trauma.
Well, no, I thank the strange man and everyone.
But yeah, it's the
Ram
morning.
shoots you and you smell like mint now.
All right. So that's. Yep. It's the daytime. What's the haps, chaps?
Shall we go back?
Oh,
It's good.
it's
You need to
raining.
go.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I like the rain.
I'm not a
Tiffany
fan
says
of
this while seeing everyone through like rain daredevil vision.
It's like seeing everybody kind of through a static.
Yeah. That was a good
Well,
movie.
I'm
Had
okay
Colin
with that.
Farrell- I had a Colin Farrell in it.
So I'm sorry. Shall we go back? To
Yes, you need clothes.
Going back to town seems like a good idea at this point.
I
Or
need a
town,
new
at
bag
least.
and new potatoes.
All right, well,
All right.
let's go get a fresh set of potatoes.
So you're heading on back to Bone Cliff.
Yes.
Sounds good. You begin to crest around. I'm assuming you're going back the way you came, more or less. Begin to crest around the eastern edge of the Hope Rise and make your way back in the direction of Bone Cliff. Hey, fellas, you know what time it is.
Let's Tiffany roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
3.
3. Luckily, the only thing that seems to bother you at this stage of the morning is the rain, which is mitigated a little bit by some of the forest, but it's like a pine, like evergreen type forest, and it's not like you're not getting a huge amount of overhead cover. You're getting enough that you're not like drowning, but it's could be better. And it is you definitely can feel the sort of spring chill in the air of this like early morning rain. It's okay. You're probably not going to get pneumonia. You're adventurers. If you roll a 1, you get pneumonia.
Okay.
So, you continue.
Put that back.
You continue to walk. Give me another one.
6.
Fuck. Somebody else roll. He's rolling low. Yet another hour of travel passes, and all is well. You smile. You laugh. You give thumbs up.
Strange.
Actually, let me make a roll real quick. Ow, my fucking eyeball. Holy shit. What the hell? No, okay. Alright. Next one. The last one.
Oh, someone else?
Yeah, sure, somebody.
Me.
Mariah's
You.
pointing at himself, but everyone is
6.
going faster. 6?
6.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! And all is well!
Thank
The
goodness.
only ways that this party travels through Three Sisters County is back-to-back encounters or none. That is it. There's no middle ground here.
Good
but-
stuff.
You eventually come upon the outskirts of Bone Cliff and begin to cross up the sort of muddy dirt road that leads into the town proper. Fellas, you back.
Boy, it feels good to be in town again.
Sure does. I'm moving towards the hotel.
Okay. You just beeline for the
get in
hotel,
there.
get some fucking clothes.
Would there be anyone in town who might know what my mystery pole is?
You're not sure. I mean, you could ask around, see if there's somebody who might know about that kind of shit.
Go to
Might
the
ask around like
go
the
to
chapel or
Rada.
something.
Yeah, you could try that. So you're heading to the chapel. You're heading to the hotel.
I am curious to know what the stick is.
Aers is on the phone.
Hold on, I do want to know what the stick is, though. Wait, I follow him when he says he's gonna find out the stick. I'm like, oh, hold on, I'm interested.
You want me to wait for you?
No, let's find out what is the stick. It's fine.
You want to? You
are,
don't want?
are you sure about that?
You're still walking
You
around with no shoes on.
Want to get some clothing?
Okay.
You're gonna have to clean. Those feet are probably fucked up. You're probably gonna have to do a little bit of medical work on your own feet.
Yeah, I can hold back and wait for you.
No.
Your needs seem a
Ew.
little more pressing.
Oh, you know what? You go ahead, find out. We'll circle back. He's fine.
Are you
So
sure?
what's Ram doing?
I'm gross right now.
It's not gonna take that long to change. You can just pop over to the hotel and change and come back.
I need to fix my feet. My
And
feet are all
pour some
broke.
fucking antiseptic
Turpentine.
alcohol. Yeah, like-
Ram points his gun at your feet and says, "What are those?"
It's fun. Says,
Okay.
feet.
I'll fix my feet. You figure out what the stick is.
Okay. Ram will go to the chapel and see if anyone knows
All right.
anything.
Aers, you doing anything? Going
I'm
anywhere?
gonna go to the general store and get a new backpack.
Okay, yeah. You can. That is not difficult. The general store is also the hardware store with the dwarf.
I thought also would they have it in dry goods? Because I need to go pick it up my I need to go pick up my spurs anyway.
You have your spurs. We've talked about this like 20 times.
Okay.
We keep saying that.
We keep forgetting.
Yeah. I forget how much a backpack costs. Hold up.
$10 gold
I
pieces.
I think that there's no way that it's that much.
10 gold pieces. For you, sir.
It is 2 gold pieces, which seems like a lot, so it's not that. It is 5 silver for a backpack.
I pay 1 gold for a good quality one that is bear proof.
Luna Scarstone at Scar Hardware takes the gold and says, "Well, all right, you're gonna get the best one we have," and puts it away and brings out the most beautiful Hello Kitty backpack you have ever seen in your whole entire life.
Nice.
Oh, it is super reinforced.
Now, I mean, you get a nice sturdy leather backpack. You imagine if a
It's actually Rilakuma, not Hello Kitty.
yeah, if a
Not
bear if a
because
bear was trying to rip this one open, you imagine it would have a little bit of more difficulty.
If not a backpack, like a satchel.
Same difference.
I don't like it on my back. I like having a.
All right, you get
purse.
like a beefy leather satchel, and she gives it to you for gold. Here you go.
Thank you, kindly.
No problem.
A bear destroyed my other one.
By the way, while you're here, I thought I should let you know your lumber's being delivered. It's at your spot over there. I think there's a little bit of trouble with your
The spot we picked?
not the spot you picked. The carpenter you picked.
Oh. Wait,
Um,
was it that guy whose name I forget?
Vasily.
Schmumpton?
No. Vasily.
Awesome.
Vasily?
he,
Like, oh my god.
She sort of like looks around conspiratorially, even though nobody's around, and then like leans over and says, "Vasily's at the Cobra Tower right now. He I got into what I understand was a bit of an altercation the other night, and well, suffice to say, he's stabbed someone."
Oh.
And they didn't make it.
Like, OMG, Vasily
I don't
killed
know
the guy?
the details. All I know is that there's word about that Vasily stabbed someone and they got him held up at the Cobra Tower. That's all I know.
Let's see if we could figure it out. But thanks for the heads up.
Like, oh my god,
I
it sounds
figured
like
you
we
should
might
know.
need a new carpenter, guys. Like, I don't know if I want my house being built by, like, a murderer.
You're right, Tiffany. I mean, I don't care personally, but, you know, maybe if they're in trouble, they won't be able to, you know, really do the job for us.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And my feet are clean. What's up?
Well, actually,
Oh
as
my
you
god,
go
your
back
feet
to-
are clean? Yay.
As you're heading back into the hotel to get your stuff, you can see the incomparable F.W. Floyd, leaning on the edge of his counter like this, like just this weird position like this, with a hand over his face, and he says, good to see you. Welcome back to F.W. Floyd's place of business. I hope you enjoy your nice smoke. All's well, I hope.
You need an eye patch?
No, I don't see why you would say something like that. I'm merely in light repose after a long day of serving the community.
Okay, thanks for noticing my smock.
No problem, ma'am. All is well.
Are you injured?
It's not a man's endowment to leisure where he desires in his place of business.
Like, I don't know. You can like stand where you want, but we're also like free to ask.
Teleporting everywhere.
Sorry.
She's fucking dead sprinting around the town.
She's a monk. She just appears.
Oh my, there. Hello there, Tiffany. You entered very quickly.
I'm
you
not
okay?
there. I apologize.
You're good.
Very well. I submit to your line of inquiry, Inquisitor. He takes off his hand. You can see he's got a real fucking nasty looking black eye. And he just says, yes, the truth is that I am hiding my shame. That cocksucker, Theobrand, accosted me not too long ago, and I, possessed perhaps of some peculiar flame of righteousness, spoke against him with some force and color. He was not to be unmanned by a halfling, apparently, so he struck me, here as you see, and stalked off. Coward, brute, giving me no chance to reply, leaving me orbitally concussed, as you see. That son of a bitch, scum-sucking bastard, plague on our town.
What did he come back for?
Again and again, he persuades me through his own curious methods of diplomacy to attempt to cause me to arrange for him a favorable encounter with the gentlemen who own the mines, so that he may, by way of his lord and master boss Balrog, purloin the things which are rightfully this town's.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, yeah, I was sorry to have it happen. And here we are, and unfortunately, pride is the weakness of many a great man. And I feel very shamed being so emasculated in my place of business, so I cower here in such a manner.
It is very sad. I'll hit him with a healing word and go upstairs.
Oh my! You see like the bruise like fading. Oh! Well!
And I wash myself and my feet.
Okay. Get yourself cleaned up. Such as it is.
And I put on a new outfit, because I have a lot of outfits.
You got all kinds of outfits.
I mean, they're more or less all the same ones.
You got one less.
It just repeats the same one. I can speak to a weaver or whatever.
Sure, there's a tailor in town. It's fine. Now, Ram was going to the chapel.
Yeah, I was gonna see if there's like a cleric or something there who might know.
This is a place that we have not been yet, so that means I get to talk about it.
Chappelle.
What?
The Chappelle.
Oh.
What you thought I said?
I thought
No,
you said
it-
Chappelle, which is why I was confused.
Yeah, he just wanted
But
to
she
know
was
why
like,
you
no,
were.
I knew goddamn well what you said.
Yeah. But
Um,
he's like, why are you calling me a name
Yeah, what the fuck?
that exists in this world?
You can see this chapel is huge. It's the largest building in town, and built to last from the looks of it. There's even a steeple, atop which you can see there is a wooden carving of a sword pointing towards the sky. The chapel is in the process of being painted a deep royal blue, but maybe only like half of the south side has been completed. And
Well,
the
now-
doors are open. It's a work in progress. Whoever the painter is obviously not here today. Because it's just sitting there. You head on inside, and you can see you enter this sort of large, warmly lit nave, lined with pews, clearly carved like straight out of logs, upon which a couple of people are sitting. And up near the front, there's a raised. I always forget. Is it dais? Is it dais?
Yes.
Dais? And a pulpit. There's doors that lead off to other chambers, but they're closed. And there's a huge blue shield mounted to the back wall,
There's a shield on the
emblazoned with
front
the
wall.
golden image of a warhammer with the scales of justice set on top of its head.
Here?
And then somebody enters, and you are sort of like from a side chamber, and you're like, well, that's the priest, but also holy shit.
Why?
You see a huge and absurdly muscular centaur.
No, holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said you do, in fact, say holy shit. Sort of dark-skinned, bristly black beard and a bald head. And he is just bulging out of black vestments that stop at his horse half. And he looks formidable, I would say. He has a very, very intimidating aura, for
Who
sure.
are you? And then he just shits in place.
Interesting. That's racist.
That's racist pooping.
Just assuming that he's gonna shit because he's got a horse body. That's racist to centaurs.
I mean, I feel like he has a right to.
Yeah, I shit.
No one would blame him for it if he did.
Listen, if you assumed Aers shits milk duds, you'd be right.
Well, that's because he's a vegetarian.
And this is him.
Is
I'm gonna
anybody
post him now.
scared of him?
There he is.
2000s humor.
Oh my God, it looks like my friend Johnny. Oh my God.
That really did not crop. I thought I had a cropped version. Whatever.
That's fine. There's a countertop right there.
Yeah, that's him. That's his shirt. He's wearing a crop top. And so Ram, you enter and you can see this guy just sort of like walking along. He's got like a broom, it looks like, and he's like partially sweeping the area in front of the pulpit.
I'm gonna try and get his attention. Howdy. Can I borrow you for a moment of your time, sir?
He turns towards you and says, "Well, a new member to the town. I don't think I've seen you before. Hi." And he extends a giant hand.
I'll extend a very much smaller hand and say, howdy. I'm Ram, member of the caravan that came in here a few.
I remember that,
week ago.
yes. Deacon Boliad, pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure to meet you, sir. I was wondering if you're a bit magically inclined, because I found a mysterious pole in the woods, and I was wondering if you could have a look at it.
Interesting.
I didn't didn't really know where else to ask, so I thought might as well stop at the chapel first.
Well, I'm not exceptionally magically proficient myself, but I have a bit of knowledge about things like this. I would be happy to take a look.
I'm gonna show him the mysterious pole.
You show him the pole, he says, "Ha! Well, I know what this is instantly.
Oh, what is it?
My friend, this is Dryadic magic.
Oh, okay.
These runes you see here are Sylvan. I can read them from... you see, I'm from the Feywild. So... yes. This is a Dryadic spell I've seen before. It's meant to enchant a place with a vesture of life, essentially.
Oh, I feel bad having taken it now.
You took it? Like out of like the ground or something?
Oh.
Yes.
Ah! He sort of holds it up and just turns it over. Well, I've met a few dryads in my time, and they are spiteful.
Oh no!
Do you know if there's any way to remedy this situation?
Find the dryad and prostrate yourself and beg for forgiveness, I guess. You're not going to be able to set it back up yourself, if that's what you're wondering about. That's Dryadic magic, unless you've got Dryadic magic.
I don't think I do.
Yes, sir.
Dryad
well,
doing.
Very sorry to inform you that you now have a... Very sorry to inform you that you now have a price on your head. I'm just kidding, of course.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Just kidding. Oh, you know what? Me too, brother. Life. By any chance, are you a
unique one?
By any chance, are you an adherent of the god Tyr? That is what our chapel is dedicated to.
Oh, no, I don't practice anything anymore.
I see. Perfectly understandable, and we of course let all faiths pray here. We know how it is. This is a multicultural melting pot. But the scales of justice speak to my heart personally.
Very admirable.
Yes, it ended poorly in the Feywild, but it's going better here.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
I will be taking my leave now, thank you.
Well, take it as you please. And remember,
I will...
if you need any assistance with matters ecclesiastical, or, perchance, you need something to get built in this goddamn town, infrastructure-wise, talk to Deacon Boliad.
Oh, I think I will. The carpenter that we had acquisition to build our party a house is in a little bit of hot water now, so maybe coming back to you.
I told him that somehow.
He shouted it across the street.
Hey, Vasily's in jail!
I heard Aers say, "What? Vasily's in jail?"
Yeah, as you were walking, and you're like, oh, I guess Vasily's in jail. And he sort of crosses his arms and looks very stern. And he says, yes, I know about that sordid bit of business.
You have any details about it?
Not all the specifics, but I'm aware that there was some sort of a disagreement over a game of cards at the Diamond in the Rough, which extended out into the dark thoroughfare the previous evening, and there ended with a scuffle. One man dead, another man fleeing, and another man holding a bloody knife.
Fleeing man, the mystery.
Well, there's another reason to avoid gambling.
Yes,
Thank you.
as I say, gambling is in the hands of Asmodeus.
I haven't heard that one before, but
I just made it up now.
wow, that's mighty apt.
Asmodeus always wins.
The house always wins, and by the house, I mean devils.
That's unfortunate. Maybe
I-
we'll look into it.
Yes, I'm certain that due justice will be performed, as is the behest of Tyr, and God willing, he'll swing by the evening.
Oh, that's mighty soon.
Well, it'll probably take a little longer than that. But God willing! I have
Now,
no
you
stomach
sure-
for murder. Ha!
You said there was 3 men involved.
Yes,
who's
a
the
pair of brothers from the mines were involved in this scuffle, and one of them is no longer with us. The other one alerted the guard, and thus it was that Vasily was detained.
Now, 2-on-1 doesn't seem like a very fair fight. I might have to dig into that a little more.
One
Seems
can never
mighty
tell.
strange.
I've seen fair fights that were 100-on-1.
Well, coming from the Feywild, I don't doubt that.
It's nuts.
I can imagine.
It's nuts.
Well, I'll be taking my leave now. Thank you kindly, sir.
Oh, no problem. Fare thee well.
Goodbye.
You spell the deacon's name.
Yes, I can.
Ram comes out of the chapel looking mighty sad and not happy.
Sad and also not happy.
Both of these things.
The saddest looking elephant you've ever seen.
No! Ronick, did that make you cry? Yeah, me too.
Oh, no.
That's my trip.
Hold on, I'm
Okay.
taking notes before we speak. They're sad. They're sad, oh my god. Okay.
All right,
Alright,
well,
I put on a fresh set of clothes. Fine. Oh my goodness.
you get all gussied up, and you,
Yeah. Put on my 4-inch heels.
Yeah. So Siobhan comes back out in stilettos and a cocktail dress. And,
Yup, that's me.
no, everybody, I guess, runs back into each other in the thoroughfare.
Hey, everybody.
Well, I fucked up.
Well, what happened?
So soon?
That pole is put there by a dryad, and they are mighty vindictive. So I'm gonna have some trouble in the future, maybe. Also
Wouldn't
learned
be
that
easy for a dryad to get here.
there were 2 brothers involved with that the killing
What killing?
last night. Our carpenter.
A carpet.
Our
We told-
carpenter killed a man.
Oh, he's not dead, but he... Okay.
Yeah, our carpenter killed a man and is being held in Covert Tower. Apparently, a pair of brothers from the mines. Met the deacon at the chapel. He said he is good at building infrastructure, so might want to talk to him about becoming our carpenter. Very nice
Count.
centaur fella from the Feywilds.
Ooh, interesting. My family's from the Feywild.
That's some time
that's-
ago.
You're not
Really?
first
That's like
generation?
so fantastical. I wonder what they're like.
Are you a few generations in now?
Oh God, what's going on with my monitor? Stop.
Yeah, no, I see this.
There's something interesting happening.
Holy shit. Right, this is a lot of news. Is there any other crazy news? All right, all I did was take a bath.
You take a bath. Hi, Siobhan. I'm being hunted by a dryad, and our carpenter's in jail for murder.
Man, I didn't even start on doing the things I wanted to do here, and 10 more things crop up. I would like to look into that Balrog fellow. I wonder if he's actually interested in taking over the mines to use them for himself, or if there's another purpose.
I want to get in touch with the Cobra about those miscreants that we've been informed about from the guy we saved. We also check on what we could also check up on what the heck started this whole fight. If it's people from the mines, they sound like they didn't mind their own.
Okay, so it's Vasily killed one of the brothers. From
He
the...
just cut himself off in the middle of his joke.
Yeah.
Yes, Vasily. It seems Vasily and these brothers had a fight of some kind, and Vasily killed one of them.
And the fight was about gambling, so don't
Supposedly.
gamble.
Yeah,
Well, it was
okay.
over the game of cards.
sure.
I see.
Maybe it was about the game of cards, or it just happened during a game of cards.
Either way, cards were involved.
I look at the locket I got again. What's in there?
It's a little silver locket with like an etching of a snake on the front, and inside is a kind of amateurish drawing that appears to be the woman that you talked to at the Diamond, the Yuan T.
Oh my god,
Signed VV.
I'd forgotten that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I want to follow up on this too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It might not mean much, because I don't know how involved she is, but Vince.
I'm sharpening like the sword of my soul thinking about him.
Yeah. Vince. That fucker.
Said she knew
Well,
him.
If it's the person I know, I think it is. I don't know if "no" is the right word. I just know it could be him.
Want to follow up on it?
Yes. But what were you going to do first?
No. I did my thing. Go back.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to the tower. Let's go to Cobra Kai.
All right. You head on over to the Cobra Tower, where you can see the half-orc Dramgan Perez is still out there. And he sees you guys again and says, looking to talk to the Cobra?
Yes.
All right. I don't think she's with anybody right now, so if she yells at me for bringing you in there, I'll just say it was your fault and you have to take all the blame. Let's go.
Got it.
He opens the door and just takes you back up the stairs, same way you went before, and into that little office that you met Cobra in before. And there you see Rada, the Cobra, sitting at the desk. It looks like she's looking over like a map or something and just sort of like... She's not like writing anything. She just looks like she's thinking to herself. And she looks up and just sort of narrows her eyes. And Dramgan says, I hope you're not busy. And she says, apparently now I am. And just gestures for him to fuck off. And he's like, okay. Heads back down the stairs.
Hello, Rara.
What is it?
Hi, there's two matters I want to discuss with you, actually. We just came trekking from the south on our own, doing our business. And have you heard report of that one bandit group that tried to attack the caravan on our way here?
The bandit group that was attacked Varaxon's wagon train.
That was ours, right?
Yeah.
Yes, them. We killed a lot of them.
Well, that's good to hear. But
I mean, we killed all of them then, but do you know who they are? What
specifically, I mean, all that I know is that there was a individual there named Rick.
Yes.
That is what Varaxon said was blocking the road. I have heard this name several times in this place. Among others.
Sorry, she's talking so slow.
That's why you have to kill that one.
Why?
Had somewhat had a half a mind to try to find him and perhaps end this troop that he appears to be leading.
Well, anyone in favor of killing more bandits is okay in my book.
Not only that, he's traveling with this. I don't know if you've heard. Well, actually, they're terrorizing just innocent people along the road in general. We had to save this guy who was being hung from a tree.
At first, it was more caravans, things of that nature, things that would have a payout. In recent times, they have gotten bolder, have started attacking common folk and taking what is in their pockets, stringing them up or leaving them gutted.
That's what we found.
I have heard a few names in relation to this. Rick among them. This, let me double check.
Caballero Caleb. There you go, there's one.
What?
Caballero Caleb.
Caballero Caleb, yeah. That was one of them.
That would be the Fearbolg.
There was a Firbolg went by, introduced himself to a caravan as Amos Gallerman before he took them for everything they had. There were some Solveni in the group, a man and a woman, a tiefling, tattooed.
I'm looking for him in particular.
There were others, but descriptions on them were not what I needed them to be. Other than, and she looks around, Jowler.
Jowler?
They say he's the deadliest man alive. I think it is all bullshit, but how much trouble could a gnome cause?
A gnome? Called Jowler?
Heard talk about him working as a mercenary in the north for many years. Now apparently Jowler is here. Somebody is running this outfit. don't know who. I would like to get my hands on them and introduce them to a freshly built gallows.
If I kill them, I mean, if they die before you get to interrogate them, would that be an issue?
I don't give a shit. As long as they are food for the worms, it's fine by me. They have done enough damage to this community.
I see. Well, if we somehow run into, I mean, jeez, it's not even a plan yet, but it's something I really want to do. Just take them out.
Then you are and I are of a like mind.
Do you know anything else of this tiefling, the Vince with the tattoos?
Is that his name? You see her like pull out something and just like write down. She like pulls out like a paper like that's like just on the desk and writes next to another line.
It's what the man we saved has said. He said he heard some names and yeah.
Well, that is useful. Beyond that, no. Only that he's I have heard him described as creepy and skulky. Shadows, mostly. The Thurbolg was more out in the open, as with Rick and some of the others. But this Vince was definitely more of a nighttime operator.
Well, we'll see how. I don't know. I just want to. Yeah.
Oh, I look up Fearbulk and there he is. There's my guy.
What?
Everyone Google Fearbulk and you'll see a familiar face.
Yeah, it's Savoy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Yeah,
because
that's,
it's just
that's the.
it's just like the
Hey.
generic
It's from the. yeah.
like the Volo's Guide to Monsters or whatever.
I know, but look at him. It's their friends.
He's cute. He's cute. They're cute. Love him, the guy.
Right. Well, that was the first thing. Just wanted to give you a heads up and get information on that. But also, what do you know about? You don't have to answer this because this is a little bit more personal with someone in the town. But what's the
Personal?
deal? Perhaps I don't even know yet, to be honest. I'm following up on something. The snake woman who's in the casino.
Dasha,
Dasha.
I know her. I know everybody in the town. I've had to.
Do you know if she's reputable in the good sense?
Nobody is reputable at the diamond in the rough.
Like any dark past or dark affiliations she might have been dealing with before?
I wouldn't be surprised. But personally, I don't know.
Dasha doesn't sound like it starts with a V.
I pull out the locket.
What is this?
It's fine.
It appears to be hers that I found deep in the forests.
One of them.
I can't speak to that.
I don't know, it's probably nothing, but I hope it's nothing. Some of us are here in our 30s to bury some ghosts. That's how the term goes, right?
Sure.
Maybe. Altogether possible. No, Jack. No. No, Jack.
Well,
Is that all?
All right, what happened to our carpenter?
What?
He's talking about Vasily.
He has committed a murder.
Is he remorseful?
It
What's the
doesn't
whole
seem to
story?
be.
What's the whole story?
Better to hear from you than to hear the gossip around town.
Whose side do you want?
His side first,
Yes.
Fine.
since he's the one detained.
But you are lucky I was not busy. Vasily says that he went to the diamond to play Jack Black. That's consistent. That's canon.
I know.
And his partners at the table were two Goliath brothers
Really?
who worked on the Barrett claim, Yrahm and Yrahm.
I don't get it.
Vasily defeated them soundly, won 10 gold off of them. And then decided, as he tells it, to cut his losses and depart for the evening. He said the brothers were shouting furiously after him. Then they followed him outside into the night and attacked him as he was heading back to his home. He says they were planning to rob him. He didn't know if they were armed, he says, so he drew his blade and cut Yagham's throat. And wounded Yrahm.
If you don't mind, could you remind me, how big are Goliath? General.
7 feet.
Interesting.
Yrahm fled after being attacked, saw my guard, Dramgan, and told him his side of the story. Which I guess is now something I'm going to relay to you. I am just a fountain of exposition today.
Mm-hmm.
Yrahm says that Vasily was cheating at cards, had stolen this gold by that means, and that they were angry enough. They were angry with him. That Vasily, upon leaving, had made some very derogatory remarks about their giantish heritage upon departing. They followed, intoxicated, yelling back, and Vasily, unprovoked, attacked and killed Yrahm, and nearly killed Yrahm.
To kill someone that large unprovoked must take quite a bit of courage.
So it would seem. This is the story we have. We have a dead man, we have a man in a cage.
And there was no one else in the diamond in the rough that night.
We have asked around. The diamond, you have been there, I expect, is not exactly. It's busy. Not everybody is always paying attention. All that we were able to glean was that they were, in fact, all yelling at each other before he left.
Well, all I know is Vasily saved a man's life in the mine when no one else would.
Perhaps he contains multitudes.
That's why I said that's all I know.
Well, at least we know that story. I don't know what we're going to do about it, to be honest, but at least we know.
You are welcome to talk to the man yourself, if you can be brief.
In a bit. Where are those runes?
What?
DM, where are those runes
Oh,
on this building?
they're on the exterior.
Exterior.
Right.
Yeah. And they're
Would
just
you
sort of
mind
like
if
going
I-
up the side.
Would you mind if I examined the runes on the exterior of this building? I found some more deep underground.
The chicken scratch on the walls? Sure.
Okay. You can't read it.
No.
That figures. Okay.
Get out of my fucking office.
I'm going to figure that out. But first we'll go down to Vasily since I don't know if I'll be in this building again for a while.
Okay. You head down to Dramgen is still down there, and it looks like he was eavesdropping, and he's like, "Ugh, okay, I guess I can take you down into the dungeon." And he sort of leads you down the stairs from the ground level into basically what is just essentially like a bank of cages. It doesn't look like this. There's not a lot of room. There's not like a lot of like cells. There's probably like 4. And they look like they're part of like the structure, like they were here before. Like this was some sort of cage place that existed when this tower was built. But only one of them appears to be occupied at the moment, and it is occupied by what you can see is Vasily, who has his he's dressed pretty much exactly the same. He's got his ushanka on, just sort of like pulled down, and he's just like leaning up against the wall, like on this like stone cot with like this like sort of hay placed over top, and is just sort of like leaning against the wall with his eyes closed. And Dramgen sort of knocks on the bars, and Vasily goes, and says, "Vasily, you've got visitors." And then he just like walks like a couple of paces away and just sort of leans against the wall.
Guys, detective time. Guys, detective time. Wake up.
Like,
No,
oh
you
God.
went to sleep. Wake up.
Detective!
I don't think we're gonna get KMS tonight, by the way. I think that's
Maybe no.
I think that's
Doesn't
not
look
gonna
like
happen. He said an hour and a half, and that was what the 8 o'clock start time was over. Vasily sort of stands up and, sorry, I might not be able to build your house.
The audience laughs and claps.
Oh, good. We have the Big Bang Theory live studio audience.
Yeah, it's the
Live.
yeah, it's the Big Bang Theory, but all the laughter is replaced with loud screaming.
No,
Applied
I hate
studio
that.
audience.
It's a great video.
Very loud.
Yes, it is. He sort of looks past. Come to see me get unlawfully executed by the state. This state.
By this state.
Well, I definitely haven't come to see you get anything.
Shut up, Tiffany. Can't see.
You see, he just sort of like stares blankly out at Tiffany and then goes, Suka upstairs doesn't listen to anything I say.
Oh, she knows virtually nothing, so
Who's our
Not
insight
this.
man? Who's our
About
master
this.
of insights?
It ain't me.
I don't think you
hold on.
have any
I
wisdom,
don't.
people.
I have
don't-
+3.
That's
I
good.
haven't.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's better than mine.
Yeah, I didn't take insight. Sorry to make you live through this again, but
have +2, so.
Sorry to live through what? The
well,
brothers.
yeah, they. Did you know that they would be like that?
Stupid. Duh.
Yeah.
I always knew they were stupid. I didn't think they were that stupid.
For thinking you cheated?
For trying to kill a man over a game of cards.
I insight that.
Sure.
Ooh, 17.
Guidance. Roll a d4.
You gotta say that before, but I'll let it happen.
Well, no, I gotta say it before we know the result. Right?
I don't remember. I thought it was before the roll.
That's how lucky works.
Let me check.
It's before you know the result.
Wait, do you say guidance?
Yeah. I'm new to guidance, but I just know that's how lucky
It doesn't
works.
specify, but I've generally seen it used before the roll. Well, I'll let it slide. It's not
Okay, I'll
usual.
try to say it
Although I'm a
early.
dummy, I added 4. It's 16, but let me add that D4 now. 2, 18.
Okay. Yeah.
Type it to me, and then I'll pee. And I'll respond to you as I'm poo.
No.
I see, says the blind man.
Tripping over a
No,
log.
she's the blind one.
Yeah.
She does like to say things like I see, though. Nothing else?
He said something specific. He said something about attacking a man. He said something about specifically that they attacked him. I was
Yeah,
inside my
yeah.
head.
He was upholding his side of the story.
Yeah, I was up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you typed? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now what? I guess we just go home.
Well, what? I don't know what you gleaned.
I lean over.
Checks out.
I have a feeling. Did they
How
try
did
to
they
go
come-
after you with Just with their fists or something? Or
Yeah, how did they come at you?
I didn't know what they would have. You can never trust these. People can be tricky. You never know what they have on them. They came at me with fist.
Like with a
They
punch?
were not as accurate as me.
So they went in with a punch.
they're 7 feet tall. Two
You
7
try
feet
to
tall
fight
people.
Goliath in
They're
dark alley,
Goliath.
middle of night, and think about whether you feel life is in danger.
Yeah, this was the point I was trying to make.
At time like that, I don't give a shit if man dies. I want to live.
That makes like perfect sense.
Yeah.
Sounds like a case of classic self-defense. I'm sorry, you'll probably be hung.
Fucking Yrahm say I attack without provocation. Why would I do this? What benefit has this to me?
It doesn't make any sense.
They say, oh, maybe he was drunk. I was drunk, sure, yes. I'm not that drunk. Who is so drunk as to commit suicide like this?
Depressed people, I guess.
And he looks around the corner. I cheated cards. So what? This is not man's life.
So it sounds like maybe perhaps you attacked them so that word wouldn't get around that you cheated. They caught you.
Everybody know Vasily cheat.
To be fair, if I was playing against a guy named Vasily, whatever.
The fuck does this mean, suka?
It means that God has pronounced it wrong the entire time. But that's fine.
I say it how I pronounce it, how you
It's
say
fine.
it, Wyatt.
It's Vasily.
It can be many things.
Split. Like, but anyway. Yeah, like... Yeah. I don't know.
If they don't know what they are getting into, that is on them. And they say bad thing about they talk shit about Cornaya, so I talk shit about Giant, whatever. It is people fight.
Who's Corn?
Cornaya is where I'm from, suka.
Oh. Wow.
They talk shit because fucking elf own it now. I talk shit because giants are fucking stupid. I equivocate, you know. I say maybe only half stupid cause half giant, but two of you together makes one fucking stupid.
That's funny.
I thought funny. They think break head open like egg. So I put knife in his throat. I don't feel bad about it.
I thought that was a good insult.
Well, glad to have approval. But this fucking Yrahm, they listen to him because he is, cause his brother dead, you know. He's sympathetic. Vasily not sympathetic. He's fucking optics.
Well, perhaps there's something we could do for you. We could perhaps try to get.
Go upstairs and kill lady.
No, not at all.
And you see, like, Dramgen leans around the corner, and he says, "It's joke! Don't look at me!"
Terrible stand-up comedy.
Maybe we can try to get, Gamora to, like, spill the beans, if they're telling the truth or not.
If you can get intelligent sentence out of that fucking idiot, I will give you every coin I make for next month.
Don't do
Ooh, that's a good trade.
that. Don't do that. He works the mind.
You're not gonna make a ton of money. It's not gonna be a huge payout.
Yeah, that, and he'll probably die. the lack of necessary funds to do that. Well, we'll see what we can do for you. There are certainly much clearer criminals out there than you.
Duh.
M-
No
much
shit.
more obvious.
They turn this fucking cobra. They can do nothing. They are like running around holding dicks, unable to catch single bandit. They find person they can hang, they jump at it, make themselves look strong.
Yellows are new.
Here is murder we can put down, put ourselves in black.
I understand your frustration.
Блядь.
Hang tight, Vassal.
You become miracle people. Take me out of cell. Don't have to do funny dance on rope. I build house, anything you want free. Don't worry about it.
Look at Ram.
Hmm?
And he'll build anything we want for free.
Including
I
two
mean,
doghouses.
I
don't
love
know
that
about y'all,
rate.
but I intended to help him out anyway.
Vasily
Yeah.
cheat and
I love
Vasily
that
sometimes
rate.
stab people, but Vasily hard worker.
Mm.
I don't
I don't
cheat the customer.
I don't intend to ever play you at cards.
Oh,
Don't.
I
I
say-
will cheat.
Right, but before we help you, I roll for intimidation. Oh, hold up! I
Oh
say,
my.
hey, Siobhan, can you help me with this?
Yeah, sure. It's a cantrip.
You just keep doing it.
Yeah, and I go over and I stare with like my bunny eyes and I say,
Tell me you're not lying to us.
and then I roll.
Okay.
Woo! Oh, hold up, and then with the D4, which is a 4, that is a 22.
He's been standing like right up against the bars basically, and you walk up to the bars and just sort of like eye to eye with him, and he just sort of like, I like you. No, I am not lying.
Well, I trust that giggle so much. I'm not gonna inside it. All right, everyone, let's go.
All right.
Nice.
Dramgen takes you back out and sort
Thank
of
you.
like
+5 and plus. I rolled a 13, and then I'm like, ooh, +5, and then it was a +4.
he
Beautiful.
takes you back outside, and he's like, I don't know what to make of it myself. I just listen to what people tell me to do. I am a man in uniform, you know. So
Ah,
if you find out that Vasily is fine, I'm happy to attempt to persuade that she can be prickly. I've known her a long time.
This is Aers when he got up to Vasily.
Yeah, basically. Extremely intimidating. You should roll every intimidation with disadvantage.
No, what's really intimidating is the fact that you don't even know if he's actually looking at you or looking in two different directions.
Yeah. There is nothing I fear more than the wall-eyed.
Alternatively, I could have just given him like the biggest stink eye. Like, you're not lying to me, are you?
You just
That would make more sense. Because with the front on, it's like I feel like he's looking in different directions.
I have functioning eyes.
All right, you head back out into Dust Street.
Walking in Dust Street.
Vasily, tell truth, please.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Bunnies have a lot of personality.
And you said they didn't. Well, actually, no. You said they didn't have expressions.
Yeah,
Well,
people
they don't
think
have expressions. but
people
they
think
have
that
a
they-
lot of attitude.
Yeah, they do. People think that they don't have personality because they're very unexpressive, but they're actually very sassy.
Yeah. Well, what do you think this expression tells you?
It tells you his ears.
It's just what it tells me too.
Them's big. Is it okay if Okay, so I look at the chicken scratch on the side of the building.
You can see it's sort of like vertically aligned, and it's just sort of like extending up a good like 6 or so feet in like a couple of spots, and then that's basically it. And then there's like carvings of what look like very ancient like warriors or soldiers or something also on the tower.
All right, so maybe something to do with those guys. All right. Maybe I'll just copy down what I see if the
Okay.
runes aren't that complex.
They're not complex. They're
Uh,
it'd be, and a lot of them look kind of similar. It'd be tough.
all right. How much paper do I have?
You're probably running out. All of the lines appear to be like the same. It's like the same thing set a couple of times around the circumference of the tower. So if you got
So
one,
I only need
you'd
one.
probably be good.
I just need one chunk.
Yeah.
Okay. If I can just get one chunk down, that might be the rest of my paper.
May very well be.
And I'll just rub it to save time.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I'll just try to see if any of these are letters or something. I hear there are spells that help you understand languages that aren't your own, but I don't
Never heard
know.
of it.
Yeah, I've only heard. I don't know about them. Okay. Well, let's go to the doctor.
Feeling sick?
Wonder if there's a dead body there.
Okay. So you head across the way over to Dr. Q's. And you can see oh fuck.
Zaraz?
Thank you.
I'm
You see-
surprised.
Zaraz is like sort of sitting on the steps outside of Dr. Q's, just sort of like he looks he's glowering, and he's just sort of sitting there looking like uncomfortable.
Hey, Zaraz, why the long face?
Things have not been good here.
What's wrong?
He gestures over towards the quarantine shack. Man took a turn for the worse. A lot worse.
He passed.
That he did. Early this morning. It happened fast. Dr. Q said he was getting better. And then, out of nowhere, called it the plateau. Said he's seen it before. He's inside there waiting for the undertaker come over, collect the body.
Guess this would be my chance. I'm sorry, Zaraz.
I've seen enough death.
Part of the profession, unfortunately. I probably should have thought of that before I brought you here.
It's all right. Better a man die in a bed, I suppose. It was, even the medicine he tried to give him make the pain go away. His veins were splitting. Couldn't even retain it. I don't think it was an easy passing. It's hard to hear.
We have clues, Zaraz. I'm gonna go talk about him.
Well, he's in there in his office. I expect he'll be able to pass something of that.
All right, take care, Zaraz. I'm gonna go in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you all have to come in here for the first time. They're such pretense.
Pleasure to meet you. Yeah, my patient just died horribly.
Cool.
Kind of a bummer.
Well, okay, let's go.
Okay. You go inside, and he's actually not in his office at the moment. He is sitting in like a chair by that table in the center area, and you can see the pile of little candies is much lower. And he's sitting there, just like chewing on something, and he looks like he walked in with it, like catching him with his pants down. He's like, "Hello, Siobhan and company."
Not laughing. Hi.
Hey, I feel like my demeanor here isn't really the best place, so I'm just never going to talk.
She's got nothing to really add, so I'm just gonna, stand around menacingly or not.
Stand around meekly.
Hello there.
And
Hello there, woman who's not saying anything. Menacing Loxodon.
Howdy.
this is Aers.
Dr. Q, hello. Hi.
That's Tiffany Ram Aers.
It's good to
Hi,
good
my
to
name
meet
is
you.
Tiffany Angeles. My demeanor is very bubbly, and
So I see from your tone of voice. Nothing wrong with that. sorry for the dour mood. Things have, And I'd hoped this one would go better, and it did not.
That was very fast.
I know it's probably selfish, but the only silver lining that I can find is that Mr. Sternpride was here in town alone. The, process of informing the next of kin is always the worst part.
Yes.
Well, I expect you probably didn't come here to see me sit around glumly and gorge myself on sweets. What is,
Didn't expect it.
How can I help you?
We spoke with Haskell.
Ah, I noticed that you departed town. I imagined that might have been where you were going.
Yeah, we went into the cave he was in,
Oh, my goodness.
and then we went deeper into the cave that he was in.
Oh,
And even deeper still.
oh dear.
And inside, so it was interesting. Inside the cave at all,
I
the
can
place where Haskell was sleeping, there was all this lichen that kind of glowed a little bit.
bioluminescent.
Yeah, slightly.
Or,
Very faint.
there's another word for it. I think bioluminescent is usually something on an animal.
Plantoluminescent.
Plantoluminescent.
It's my husband.
You wish.
Dandy
Oh,
goes bursting in.
Dandy is single and loving it.
Dandy bursts in and he
Actually,
says, "What have I missed?"
Bioluminescence is the proper phrase.
Did someone say something about bioluminescence?
Yes.
Look, it's me, Ram.
Why? Don't shoot that gun, Ram, please. Ow! Hi.
Okay, it was just prestidigitation.
Oh, okay, I'm fine then.
You smell minty fresh.
So glowing lichen.
Yes, this is Dandy.
Hello,
Hi.
Dandy. Dr. Q.
Oh yeah, I heard about you. You're very cool.
Yes. So, sure. I'll take it.
Did you hear that from me?
He's just saying that.
I didn't want to tell him that he was hot. From you.
No, that's what Siobhan did.
Yeah.
No, Siobhan didn't say it. Dandy just read it in her face. She was like, "Yeah, I met Dr. Q," and she was like, "Yeah, I met Dr. Q."
Not.
All right.
Not. Oh my god.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, so I got some samples of it, but seem to be
Oh.
in significant places.
I don't know much about lichen myself.
Liking these nuts.
I imagine perhaps Nadia might know something about vegetation in the region.
That's what I figured. I was going to go to her.
You
But
say significant places.
yeah, there were these deep, deep fissures in the ground. There weren't a lot of them at first, but they got more frequent as I went deeper.
How odd.
And around these fissures, there was that lichen.
Very, very odd.
But that's not the only place. When we went deeper, we hit this sealed off section with really old writing around it. It's the same writing on the Cobra's Tower.
Ah. Odari.
What?
I'm led to believe by some others in the town who are a little bit more well-read than I, that this tower and some other ruins scattered about Three Sisters are Odari ruins.
Who knows about this?
Oh, the person I most spoke to was a Mr. Omathel. He's staying at the hotel. He's a scholar or a wizard or maybe both.
Is it scholar? Sure.
He came in for I can't even remember at this point, a bit of a spot of illness, and we got to chatting, and he was quite knowledgeable about many things, told me about the ruins and so forth. I don't know if that's his particular area of expertise, but he seemed to be aware of them.
Yeah.
I don't know very much about the subject myself, unfortunately, but if the writing is the same, then I suppose it probably follows that the civilization or culture or whatever is the same, I imagine.
I couldn't tell, but Aers said it looked like it was like over 1,000 years old.
Oh, gods. Well, that's... I mean, that's very old.
So I opened the door and I went in.
Oh, very bold.
No, it was easy. And then we hit a building or something. And inside of the building, there were 5 bodies.
Oh.
And all of the bones were perforated. Like if you had osteoporosis in every bone in your body. Is that a...
I've not really had much opportunity to examine the skeletons of my patients, but I do recall the individual who had suffered the most dramatic decay under the black fever. His there was a point where the flesh on his left arm had begun to slough off to a degree. And I remember observing at the time that there was certainly some... It certainly appeared that there was some osteoporosis, some perforation, some... At the very least, dramatic decrease in bone density, advanced osteopenia, if not osteoporosis itself. I wasn't sure if it was fever-related or pre-existing, because it was the only person that I'd ever observed it in.
Okay. There was lichen on the rib cage of one of the skeletons.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's disturbing.
Unrelated, a little bit, but 2 of them had been murdered.
Murdered?
Yeah, 2 of them were stabbed in the heart.
And you're to blame.
That's a shot through the heart!
Well, guns don't exist right now.
Shut up! You're giving love a bad name!
Invalidates Ram entirely.
Well, Mine's magic. Not quite the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Sorry, what the fuck were you saying? They'd been murdered. Oh god.
Yeah. Because the murder weapon was still in the area. And there was marks on the rib cage indicating.
They were stabbed.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Did it look like they
Yes.
had been
Stabs.
murdered, or did it? I have a morbid thought that I've observed quite a few passings by means of the black fever, and it is an extraordinarily terrible way to go, if you catch my meaning.
Are you saying it was a mercy killing?
Wild guess in the dark. Like I said, it's a morbid thought.
Only 2 of them were. But maybe the other 3 were already dead.
Possibly.
Or in the case of mercy, they could physically not. You know, perhaps it was an issue of only some of them were capable enough. Speculating.
Yeah. There was only 1 murder weapon left.
Of course, that's wild speculation, but
I mean, it's altogether possible. I just used murder as a
sure.
word to say that they didn't succumb to the illness.
Right. Well, that is terrible to hear, and more disturbing if these bodies, as you say, were in a place that was rather old. That if indeed they were afflicted with the same sort of thing, then this illness, or at least some attendant strain, have been around for a very long time here.
Or kept underground until it was dug up.
Isn't that the old adage? Dug too deep.
There's a lot of mining operation.
Yes.
We think it could also be coming from the water.
The water.
Ram pointed out that there's a lot of them in, like, underground rivers and whatnot. It could
I
explain.
was pointing out that maybe this infection's coming from the cave system, and if it is coming from the cave system, underground waterways would help disperse the fungi. If it is the fungi from the cave system, a lot of speculation.
Certainly plausible. If not even if the fungi, or perhaps any other kind of afflicted, perhaps a creature or material or anything could be transported
All contagion. Yeah.
That would actually... That might explain
Where was the stream?
the stream that
The other gentleman was at.
the other gentleman who shall remain unnamed
Yes. I don't like
expired
to say
at. It was not terribly far out of town. It was perhaps a few hours' walk. More like an hour's walk outside of town. Honestly, I don't think I could direct you there specifically. There's a lot of streams in Three Sisters. But if by chance, by whatever means, this disease was being carried by the waterways, that might explain how he got it, or came into contact with something that was carrying the infection.
It's in the waterways.
If that's the case, then we could be looking at something entirely
Yes.
more pandemic. If that's the case, the new mining up. I mean, the
We've,
thing is,
draw-
this thing is
we've
just
drawn water from
this.
sources throughout. There's a well in town, of course, and there's
Yes.
Actually,
It
that's what I
can't
was
be
about
that.
to say. It
It
can't
can't
be
be the
that
well.
bad.
It needs to be.
and there are, prospectors and the like who pan in the streams and rivers, and this. I can't remember his job, and I don't want to say his name. I think it was a fisherman. This fisherman was the only one that I know of who caught it. It doesn't discount the theory, but it.
Could maybe something recently have coincided with him catching it?
I don't know. It wasn't. I mean, it was several months ago that it occurred.
Were there any mining operations that might have happened?
Fungal infections can take a while to show up.
Lichen is very resilient.
Well, if it is the lichen, you say you took samples.
Yeah.
There's some astonishingly dangerous samples, potentially.
Yeah. It's okay. It was easy.
Lol.
Yes, it is very funny.
Nick agrees.
Oh no.
This is harrowing information, but it could be very useful. I confess I'm not entirely certain how yet, but it's certainly more information than we had. And any information is good.
We didn't get to see the whole place.
There's more. Oh.
A
No.
deep, deep, deep shaft.
If this is a place which caused Haskell to be afflicted, even just sleeping near it, it could be a perilous venture to enter its depths. Unless there was some means of... If you had some means of protecting yourself. The trouble is we're not entirely certain how it's transmitted.
I suppose so. We were more worried about how to get down the shaft at all, but
Well, I'm sure that's also of some concern. I don't know. I mean, you entered, and you're here, and if you had caught it, at least based on all of the examples that I've personally encountered, I would expect you would have shown symptoms already.
yeah.
Do you know if any of the fellows who caught it were injured before? Did they have any open wounds?
Not on a blanket, all of them, from that sort of standpoint. Some of them had been injured, partially because some of them took spills once their center of gravity failed them. But there were plenty who seemed to be in perfectly good physical condition, other than the illness afflicting them.
Just trying to figure out what means of, contamination. If
Yes,
it was,
that is
airborne or waterborne or.
It is the million platinum question.
Were they like mouth breathers?
Not to the best of my knowledge.
Huh. Well, like, I don't know. This is way over fucking Latifany's 8th intelligence pay grade. This is very
If
overheard.
they breathe through their mouths, yuck.
Do they have like an all organic diet with no GMOs?
What?
What about keto?
Perhaps they all kissed, and that's how they got it.
Oh my god, maybe they had like a big like fungal orgy?
Oh my god.
Yes, something to consider for sure.
Great powwow, everyone.
Really? Thank you. I thought I had a couple of good ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll take this to the herbalist.
Very well. Hopefully she can figure something out. Unfortunately, it's just not my area of expertise.
I think the wizard scholar might like this knife I found.
Entirely possible.
It looks like this. Take it out.
My goodness, that's certainly a knife.
It looks like the... What is that?
You're muted.
Let me turn off my thing. That's the wizard scholar.
Oh! That's very clear what that is. It's a wizard
Wizard.
scholar.
I can't stop looking at Matt's profile picture. I'm shaking.
What is it? What is the flesh between in the Discord logo?
It's
That
clear.
is, yeah, that's mad.
Yeah,
That's all that's left of his body
Yeah.
Yep.
after the incident.
After the accident.
That was after the accident.
I still think it will look better with the eyes.
I hate it. I hate
Each
it so
their
much.
own.
I hate it so much. It's so bad. I can't stand.
Well, for the moment, I'm just waiting here for Mr. Sternpride to be transported away. I don't know.
Slow, slew, slough.
Oh yeah.
Slough
Sucks.
Yeah,
Fucking
English.
it's it always fucks me up because I learned about like the geology version first, so it's slew to me, and there's also slough, slow.
Yeah,
I hate English. I hate English.
it's the worst.
Hate
It's the worst
English.
language.
Hate.
Oh yeah, why are you propagating it, huh? Why are you propagating
Hey,
it?
they come to me.
I'm not gonna turn away a paying customer.
Yeah, no, I mean they come to me. I'm not.
If they want the mind virus, they can get it.
Yeah, I won't stop them. You're here because you want to be here. Blaug. Yep.
He looks
Alright.
like me, but evil.
Mm. Because it's spelled that way. It must be evil.
Of course.
Okay, Kirkness. Take care.
You as well. Good luck.
I leave. Guys, let's find out what this fungus is. Sorry, lichen.
To the herbalist.
Tell the herbalist, herb. Time to get me some herb.
I'm actually afraid to. I'm okay. She'll be fine.
Actually, we need to figure out something. I run back to Cobra Kai and I ask the guard outside.
Hey, when are they gonna pass judgment on Vasily?
Probably tomorrow night
Tomorrow night?
or the day after. It's not it's not set. Like we don't have a date for it, but the wheels are in motion.
Guys, we have a time limit.
Sure do.
What's a chime?
Not sure if
our
that's how you-
carpenter murdered someone.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we
He
going?
He's innocent, but we need to
Oh.
prove his innocence.
Oh.
But he did murder him, but it was in self-defense, and they're saying that he did it out of malice.
But if he murders someone, I mean, if it's self-defense, isn't it not murder?
Yes, but we need to prove the self-defense.
So,
Correct. We need to prove that it wasn't murder currently.
okay. I've got it. I don't have like a prop for this, but
Why don't we ask the guy, Orange, you glad you're alive instead of him? And then I can't do a dandy. This is my second time trying. I'm just not gonna try anymore.
well, watch me not do Aers.
I think you should be killed forever.
Yeah, more or less.
Killed forever.
What are you talking about? I'm not murderous willy-nilly.
Ares
I've
goes
never
up to
murdered
somebody and
willy-nilly.
says, "When I'm through with you, you're going to be dead permanently."
Now, Aers, I said nothing about murder. I said that you said that I in your voice I said that you would want them to be killed
What? No, I wouldn't kill the other
All right, so you
person.
go to the herbalist.
by someone else, maybe.
No!
So
Heading over to Nadia's.
Hi! Have I met you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he was fucking asleep.
Oh, yeah, but he technically was there.
You head back in. She says, "Hi, everybody. Welcome back."
Everybody.
We have,
Hello
something,
there.
we have something for you.
Oh, really?
A disease.
Is it? It's not Ravenweed, is it?
No.
Oh, darn. Well, a girl can dream.
No, this is very... We don't know.
Oh, interesting.
You like lichen?
Of course.
Who doesn't? Okay. Don't open this. Give her a vial.
She suddenly looks very perplexed.
We don't know if this
Give her the
carries
vial?
a disease. Yes.
Oh.
We think it may be related to the black fever.
Oh.
So don't open it.
You know, I've wondered, and maybe this is a crazy thing to wonder about, if the black fever would have any effect on me.
One would wonder. Have you ever
Because
gotten
I don't
sick?
actually have organs.
Hmm? Is
Yes.
she what is she?
She's ashen.
Oh, right. Yeah.
She's a fucking freak.
Well, it appeared
matter.
to affect more than just organs. If the skeletons that Siobhan found were indeed infected, it might just eat away at your whole body regardless.
Yeah, it might be
Well-
like a vampire from the inside.
I
Do
won't
you
take a risk.
Siobhan,
Bioluminescent.
do you think it would be okay if I asked her if she had bones?
I don't.
Wow, I'm really bad at whispering.
Dandy, do you think...
Dandy,
maybe
you
I
have
should-
a perpetual stage whisper.
Dandy, do you think I should ask if she has super hearing?
I don't, you're just loud.
What are you talking about? I'm whispering very quietly.
Yes, I think we were all born for the stage, like Siobhan said.
I wouldn't understand what you meant if I was said I was being loud.
I couldn't hear that.
Why not?
Because you're speaking very quietly.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it.
This is the tone I have. Hey, guess what? It's me, Dandy. This is what I sound like when I whisper.
She's sort of like, shut the fuck up. She's
So
sort of,
these two young men are just whispering in each mic.
yeah. Hey, little mama, etc. She
Trying to be quieter than the other.
she sort of like looks it over and she says, "This doesn't look that dissimilar from stone tripe.
Don't try.
It's pretty common lichen. It's endemic all over the Isles. But it's different. Stone tripe isn't bioluminescent, and some of the coloring is weird. But it looks like it might be somewhere in that genus. This could be a new form of lichen. That's very exciting."
Didn't you mention something about it lighting up?
Yes, it glows a little bit. She said, oh, it glows.
Yeah, I can see that. I did this.
Oh, I heard that you said it didn't. Okay.
Well, stone
My
tripe
mistake.
stone tripe normally isn't bioluminescent, so this must be something. It looks a lot like it, but it's not quite the same. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be really hard to test this. I can test this, but I would have to take it out.
Well, we don't know how it spreads if it is infected, so just take precautions. You know, wear
we just
gloves.
I
cover
can.
up.
I'll try to get somebody to. Maybe
Test
I'll
on
walk
it in a
around and see
burnable
if there's a.
environment or something.
I'll see if there's a shack that nobody's using. I'll use it as a quarantine.
Yeah.
No, just have a glass mason just make like a glass jar with a lid on top where you can
I need more
put in
space than
acid.
that.
Really big jar.
Like the thing you hold the velociraptor eggs with.
A glass
What?
jug.
With the gloves in like the incubator box.
A glug.
A really big wig.
If you give me a little while with this, I think I can at least figure out how it works. How it, This will be fun. And dangerous.
Yes. I think it's. We're not sure, but it seemed to be drawn to the
Drawn?
disease.
Drawn to it. Interesting. Very
Like the-
weird.
There was some of it on a skeleton of a diseased person.
Now that is weird. How old was the skeleton?
4,000 or so.
Oh, well, basically that's rocks at that point, so I guess it's all the same to the lichen, but...
It was
Wait, we
concentrated
eventually
around
turned to
fissures in the
rocks?
ground.
What?
Fissures. Growing in a certain direction, maybe. Like flowers
Like moss-
going towards the
moss on a
sun.
stone. Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of this is speculation right now. I'm gonna have to really dig into it to find out how it works.
Thank you. That'd be awesome. How much do I owe you for this?
Are you kidding me? This will be fun.
Okay, well, it's dangerous.
Yes. Well, I've had dangerous escapades in my life.
I suppose so. Thanks, Nadia. Well, we'll leave you to it.
Okay. I'll come find you when I find something out.
Oh, rock tripe is a real lichen. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Interesting. I was just looking up lichen and I found.
I was looking up lichen too over the past
I
few
found
weeks.
a Japanese print of people gathering stone tripe.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna step out.
Hmm.
Oh. Ow. Okay, I'm outside now. How's everyone doing?
Crying?
Why? Why are you crying? Oh, he's dead. Okay.
I'm just like enjoying the rain. It's still raining, right?
Oh, yuck.
It's probably just like drizzling at this point. It's starting to the storm's starting to
enjoying-
burn off.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying that whole like atmosphere right now. It's kind of a vibe.
Siobhan, I really like your outfit. Why don't you show everyone what your outfit looks like?
I still had sad elephant open. I just wanted to post this. Raising your hand, KMS.
Oh yeah. 1 second.
Siobhan, why don't you show off your clothing to everyone?
Shut the fuck up.
I use shape water to turn the rain into an umbrella.
Your umbrella will just keep getting bigger at this rate.
I'll use this umbrella. Oh, I'll use this umbrella to. It'll get so big I can fix the plague. Let's go.
I'm glad that bringing y'all to the doctor wasn't a mistake.
Why'd you say that?
I'm glad.
It's because I'm awake this time.
I think she was saying that we helped.
Yeah.
Come on, Aers. Don't beat yourself up. That's the job of the monsters in the forest.
That's true.
Ain't that the truth? Alright. What are you guys doing?
Well, are we heading back out? Because
There's a
Ram is
wizard.
cursed, apparently.
There's a wizard
Not
scholar.
cursed. I just probably have angered a dryad.
Yeah, so
Oh.
maybe steer clear of
To
it.
be fair, that like kind of sounds like a curse at that point.
Was that because you took the staff out of the... okay.
Yes, it was put there by a dryad, and it's dryadic magic, apparently. I went to the chapel and met the priest there. He might be our new carpenter.
If
if
this
we
one
can't-
dies.
If we can't save our first one.
Well, let's hope he doesn't meet a similar fate as the old one. Well, the current one, but soon probably to be old
Is it-
one.
There's a murder
This is
plot.
getting like very confusing
And-
very
and-
quickly.
Right? There's a weird murder plot, and you're cursed by a nature spirit because you stole a thing. Wow, this is like the start of a tragedy.
No, we got into
Like one of those
town
old
and
tragedies that
it
are
just
actually
started
like
pouring.
funny.
Oh yes, and the man in the when you stepped in, we were reacting to a man who had died in quarantine at the doctor's.
At that doctor.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was the living case that we had.
Became a living tombstone. Hide in his room.
He died.
Yeah, he died of the.
Oh, the disease.
Yeah.
The ligma.
What is that? What is that? I don't get it.
Yes, he died of the disease. He it got bad really, really fast. He was actually getting better when we left.
Hmm.
There's a wizard scholar.
Do we know him?
We will.
We will.
Do you
The
know where he is?
wizard's at the hotel.
Which one?
The good one.
Want to go talk to him?
Yes, because he knows the language.
Oh, right, because it's. So I'm kind of worried because you said that. So this disease is like ancient, right?
It seems that way.
And that's scary. I bet somebody opened an ancient dark tomb in the mines and they hid it because they want to get the money from selling the relics or something.
Oh my god, what if they did? Could you believe that? Oh my god.
I bet.
What if
Another
like
possibility.
what
I bet
if
one
like
of-
somebody opened like an ancient tomb and like nobody told anybody and like they died and then the Black Death thingy came out and like you know it's like an evil curse.
Yeah, and maybe one
Oh
of
my
the evil
God.
foremen like got dark powers, or it was sort of subverting expectations. And one of the evil foremen didn't get dark powers, but he was sort of
No.
like forced to work with some dark powers, and they were using him to get at the relic stuff, and then they couldn't control the disease, or they're spreading it on purpose.
No.
No,
That
no,
can't be true.
I'm
That
not
cannot
joking,
be
by the way.
accurate. I cannot believe you, Dandy. But oh my god, you make so many good points.
Thank you.
I
This
can't.
disease has been around for several years, but in the past year,
Oh, it's not.
we've gotten maybe a third of the cases.
So it's not been released in the last like year or something? No, 3
So,
years.
Wait,
It's existed.
is it a diss track? Shit.
It has existed on this island for several years, but more than a third of the cases were here in Bonecliff in the past year.
You know when the first one was? You know, since 1,000 years ago, and then the first one a couple of years ago.
This guy Beryl Sternpride makes 12 in Bonecliff.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's 12.
So we don't. Do you know the history of it prior to this outbreak, but after it? No.
Records are very spotty. We just know it was several years ago where it first cropped up somewhere on the island.
Maybe the wizard scholar.
Maybe the wizard scholar knows.
Let's goes.
That's his
Let's
name. His full
goes.
name is the Wizard Scholar.
This
Yes, because I did not write down his name. Because I did not know how to spell it.
Yes, that's my favorite kind of name. It's everyone I name.
I knew how to spell Odari, probably.
One of these days, I'm just gonna make like a Bill Jones, and you're gonna be very pleased. And then I'm gonna spell it like BEILL, and then like XFT. Okay. So you're heading back to the hotel?
Yes.
Sick.
It's all
Is it late at night?
It is not.
Ooh.
It is like
Very day.
It's probably a little past midday.
Well, I think perhaps we should. All right, let's make a list of our current agenda. We need an ongoing document of our traveler's logs. I'm gonna make one.
Sure. I'm out of paper, so.
Let me go onto docs.google.com.
I probably
Maybe sheets.
unnecessarily made all those rubbings.
Or maybe sheets.
I'm gonna pick up
Sheets?
some paper really quick. How much
Sheets?
does paper cost?
Shit. How much paper did you have to begin with?
Let's look. 5.
5?
5 paper.
You could probably replenish that for like. I'm gonna say at the stage that we're at in this, I think paper is probably a lot more plentiful. You could probably replenish the 5 pages for like, I don't know, a silver.
Okay. Oh wait, it was parchment actually.
Sure,
Interesting.
same difference.
Okay. Done. Are you ready? Are you ready with the list?
Yes. Hold up. All right. The first one.
1. Snake woman.
Uh-huh.
2. Absolve Vasily. By tomorrow.
Oh, really? He's gonna be like killed?
They estimate by tomorrow night.
Oh.
Or the day after. It was a little vague.
Yeah. D sooner, D better,
That's pretty
I
quick.
guess.
We
Yeah, that's right quick.
You might have to like stage an escape.
I wrote absolve Snake Woman.
The snake woman has also been arrested for murder.
Oh no. We need to prove she's innocent.
All right, absolve Vasily.
Okay. Three next. I mean, I thought we were going to see the wizard scholar next, but if we aren't, put that on the list.
Might as well.
Wizard Scholar.
I actually had an actions list too written right here, but at the bottom I put the question that I saw on Google One, which is, are half-elves sterile?
They aren't.
Like a fucking mule.
All right.
That's all that was on my list. Oh, wait, no, one more.
Mm.
Personally, I want to know more about the fellow trying to seize the mines, the Balrog. Hello.
The Balrog.
Maybe if not, then talk to his agent, Mr. Theobran.
Here, I'm gonna share this with the group. If whatever your importances are that is publicly known.
I'm gonna start putting that in the description. DALYS Cowboys is now canon because you put it in there.
Well, we haven't earned it.
Don't close your eyes. You got Peanut Butter Club in the other one. You win some, you lose some.
Wasn't expecting it. That was
I
a
wasn't
fake-
also
that was-
expecting
that
Dallas
was-
Cowboys quest log either. I
I
wasn't
would-
expecting Dallas Cowboys to win, but it
Everybody
did.
started saying Peanut Butter Club, so I was like, fuck it. I
Yeah,
guess
no, it
that's the
was weird. That was a fake name for us because I didn't want to tell the guy who we were.
The jobbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah, so I made up one.
Bird picked it up, and then I think KMS started saying it, and I was like, fuck it, I guess they're the Peanut Butter Club. Nick was
Who's
never
the
on
Peanut
board.
Butter Club?
Nick visibly missed the jobbers, but was outvoted by the avalanche of peanut butter that cascaded down the plateau of Sharn.
Is that your Eberron name?
Yeah.
Apparently.
They were the jobbers and became the Peanut Butter Club by
Like the
sheer
jobbers-
tyranny of will.
The Jobbers was like a decision that we made. The Peanut Butter Club was a fluke.
The Peanut Butter Club was like some force of energy that just like some sort of sickness that took the minds.
I'm I'm not calling us the Dallas Cowboys in game just yet. We haven't earned it.
Oh, we need to do something with cattle.
Oh wait, we haven't earned it. Oh, did I not?
About that.
Because I kind of had some designs worked out. I was gonna go talk to a guy. I think I already did.
Sure,
talk to
hold
a
on
guy.
to it. This will be
Look,
our
All
merch
I've ever
ahead of
wanted
Andy
to
pulled
be
this out.
was a DALYS
Oh my
Cowboys
God.
tuner.
You like it, Nick?
Each one of us.
Bleak.
He's right there.
Yeah, fuck it.
Now, Nick, I did already canonically go speak to a metallurgist and have these commissioned.
No, you fucking didn't.
I will have done it in a few hours.
It's on the list.
We haven't earned our sheriff's badges yet.
Then I'll keep them in a box until we do.
It's a cowboy badge, not a shirt.
I like how there's just. I like how the DALYS are arranged in a way that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
There, if you have the link, you can edit it.
It's Dazel.
Yeah, basically.
There,
This
you
is
can
so
edit it now, so you can type in your own
This is
stuff.
so
Zhu.
small.
I can't. Yellow and lime green, like no.
But that's magical.
But that's the color of the Dallas Cowboys.
Listen,
Those are
you're not
really
allowed to have a good name for a party, all right? We've had DR Schlock, which is an ungrammatical German phrase about assholes. We had, the CIA? Crisis in Action in Strahd.
That one's
pretty
like the
good.
most.
That
That's the
one's
most
really good.
I
Crisis
was about
in
to say that
Action.
sounds contrived.
That one's actually... Crisis in Action came first.
Yeah.
CIA was when we realized that that's what that meant. Peanut Butter Club, which is some sort of mind virus.
I didn't mean to.
And then
You
the
say,
other one,
well-
we have the exact same sort of thing we're doing here with AB Gump & Co. In Storm King's Blunder.
My favorite part is that the question never came up until somebody asked them, "Do you got like a name at an inn, like for the group?"
Yeah,
So great.
we whipped that thing up real quick. I think that's the one I'm the proudest of. Also, I made the logo for that one, so. And then Holy Best Dead Fire Maid, which was the most deranged way that we ever made a name. You hit us with that in like session 2, or
Yep.
like 1 even.
That's what you get for trying to do a gladiatorial combat. Gotta have a name.
I just liked saying it as Moses. I like saying Holy Best Dead Fire Maid.
It is good.
Maybe Diosh Locken sounds better.
Yeah,
we,
but
like,
it's
retcon,
DR Schlock.
like-
It's good because it's wrong.
It's really funny because we have a member in that party who speaks fluent Galdian.
Every time
Who
you
is a
said
native speaker.
every time you said the name, even Lusvik, who said it proudly many times, there's a little bit of an internal like a little bit of a cringe.
He probably thought it was very English, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of it's cute. It's charming. All right, so what are
He
you
said,
fucking
they're
doing?
trying to learn my language.
What are you stinky people doing?
Hi, babe.
Thinking
Try-
about how Ram's thinking about how he shouldn't pick up random things anymore, but he's gonna do it anyway.
All right, I'll put
He's
that back.
just the just my mental image of that scene
He's
is
just
so
thinking
fucking
like,
funny.
I've learned nothing.
Because it was
Oh,
like
no.
it was like this magical stick in the water. And there's all this like animals frolicking about the glittering water, and Ram just runs over, like rips it out of the fucking riverbed. Like it's just
It's
it's
the
so,
saddest thing.
it's so funny, and then they all like immediately leave.
A spirit of theft took over my body.
Yeah, you were possessed by the will of Gugglemuck.
Oh no. That guy needs a job.
He has a job.
ASAP.
His job is thief.
Yeah, no, that's not deep.
And it makes him money.
Nope. Hey, add that to the list. Here's-
Magic sticks on there now.
Yeah, magic stick is on here.
add job counseling
Get
for Google
Google a good job.
Job counseling for Google, please. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. That's thanks.
There's always jobs to be done.
All right, what's happening? Because I gotta, I
It's
gotta
the
get up
wizard
tomorrow,
scholar.
so we're gonna have to. This is not gonna be a super long session. So what's happening?
Okay.
Wizard Tower.
Wizard scholar.
All right. So you're. Oh Jesus! Do I have the picture? I thought this was the one that I had forgotten to upload. I bet I can find it. Is that it? You're loading really well. I like it.
Ooh. Like it, I like it.
I like it. Okay. Oh my god. There we go. Jesus Christ. Fucking piece of shit. Sorry, this laptop is coming undone. Alright, we're good. So, you head to the hotel, where you enter and you can see Floyd is still sitting there with his hand over his face.
Thought I healed that.
Oh yeah, you did. Never mind, he's not doing that. I forgot you yelled it. He's
Yeah,
sitting there
because that-
proud.
That low-key annoyed me, so I...
What, that he was doing this?
Yeah, no, it's so awkward.
Yeah. He says, well, if it isn't my favorite, my favorite people in town, welcome back to F.W. Floyd's Hotel, F.W. Floyd.
I need 10 days worth of food.
Well, shit.
The Queen of Old Bears ate my rations.
You don't partake of the carnivorous side, do you?
No, I am a vegetarian.
I would recommend heading on over to the grocer's then.
Oh, bye.
All right, see ya. Fuck that
Bye.
guy. Anyways,
Ever come back?
what can I do you for? What can I for you do? What can I boo-ba-da-boo?
Why'd you say that? That was very rude of you, A.B. Gump & Co.
What? All right. You have immunity to the next time I kick you.
Yeah.
You have one free shield. If you say something stupid and you can tell them I'm about to kick you, you can invoke your shield and you will survive.
It's fine. I am biding my time to be Australian for a day.
Don't push your fucking luck.
When you held up those scissors, I thought there was a crucifix.
I also thought that was a crucifix, I'm gonna be honest. What's happening? What can F.W. Floyd do to be of the utmost service to his favorite people in town?
The wizard scholar.
What? Oh! I know who you're talking about. I believe he's, I don't believe he's in his room at the moment. I think that he's over at the Diamond.
Okay.
Is he usually there?
He frequents place to place, but he says that, he, enjoys looking over his materials in a crowded setting. Hell if I know. That's just something that seems fucking weird to me.
Comes from a loud household.
Perhaps. But over there, you should ask around for Roman. You'll be directed to him, I imagine. Most folk around here know each other.
Thank you.
No problem. Happy to be of help, and thank you very much for eliminating my shame.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
As we leave, I inform everyone, he had a black eye when I came in.
Oh, that's mighty nice.
Oh, okay.
In case you were wondering what he meant by that.
It's just like a really strange turn of phrase. Like, the fuck is he talking about? Siobhan, what happened?
Yeah,
What
no,
happened
it's
between
nothing.
you and F.W. Floyd?
Please, no.
F.W. Floyd, happy to be of service.
We leave.
All right, so you cross the way over to the diamond.
Cat.
Okay.
You step inside, you could see Carl Tensday still tending the bar. The Minotaur still keeping watch. The Guerrero Denny is still sort of like perched up on a table sipping something. And it's relatively quiet in here. There's maybe like 8 or so people around. I'd say, yeah, about 8 or so people around. You can see the guy in the wheelchair and his son are here again, and you also see you see a bunch of people sitting around. So you're in.
Yeah, so we're in.
Where is?
I go to him.
I go to him.
I asked for Roman
Um,
from Mr. Tensday.
Mr. Tensday says, "Are you looking for Roman? He's just down there in the back. You can see he's got the papers scattered before him." Oh my God! Stop! Just give the cat the thing, or don't. Holy fuck! I'm gonna kill you. Jesus Christ!
It's a cookie. He can't eat it.
Don't fucking stop tormenting your animal.
No.
Losing my mind.
I was just really surprised that he kept going for it.
Of course, he's a fucking animal.
That's my dog with toothpicks.
Really?
Interesting.
Jack goes nuts over like toothpicks and socks.
All right.
Do you just wear sandals?
No, we pick up our socks.
You head on over
Move them where you can't get them.
to the place, to the table indicated to you, and you can see there is a young half elf, probably like, I mean, can't be out of his 20s. It's a half elf. It's hard to tell, but he looks young. Pretty handsome. Short black hair and blue eyes that are almost purple in hue.
Indigo?
Wearing very like well sort of styled like black like clothing, like a whole black ensemble, and he's got a spell book like just on his hip. And he has just sort of like this scattering of papers in front of him that he's sort of like going over and like making little notations on, that are like in this incomprehensible script that looks like nonsense to you, basically. And he looks like this.
Good. You're handsome. You're more handsome than him.
Oh shit, fuck. There we go. There he is.
It's like Henry Cavill, but an elf. And he's a wizard.
Yes, he is.
But why doesn't he look fucked up? He's a wizard.
Some wizards are hot.
We'll give him some time.
Whistler was at one time.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Whistler, no, because Whistler is still hot, but he's also fucked up.
That's true. That's true. Maybe this guy is fucked up. You just can't see it yet.
Yeah. I'm sure in time it'll become visible.
Ask him about his opinions on lobsters, and then you'll get to the heart of the matter.
One more. You only
I
get one more. Okay.
I walk up to him with my pewter crustacean necklace, my standard.
Jesus Christ, dog, what the fuck?
Ursh got me that.
I told Ursh to give him.
Ursh got me that.
That's good. That's
He
pretty
says,
good.
"What cute little figurine is there?" And I was like, "Get him a fucking lobster."
It's a miracle that he didn't see that and swallow it immediately. Could have been a disaster.
Oh, Nightfall, do you want a treat too? I'll get you a treat.
So you walk over to this guy looking at this stuff,
Here you go, honey.
and he sort of looks up and says, "Oh, hi, how you doing?"
Hi. Great. Do we have the like Siobhan, we have the paper or whatever, right? The
Oh,
word?
I thought you were. Yes.
I didn't know. I didn't actually. I kind of walked into the last minute. Hi. So you're a wizard scholar, I heard.
Is that how I'm being described around town?
Mm-hmm.
Siobhan, yes.
Like this.
Sure, I guess you could call me that. I'll take it.
I can tell you're looking at some really weird words that aren't real.
Working on a couple of spells here, actually. Just toying with things, you know. Have a seat in my booth here. What good sitting. Hi, I'm Roman Omathel. Pleasure to
I'm
meet you.
Dandy.
This is Siobhan.
Oh, my name.
Howdy.
This is LaTiffany.
Hi.
Hi.
How you
My
doing?
name's LaTiffany Angeles. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good.
Ram.
That's pretty great. Excellent.
How can I help you?
We've got a bunch of ancient words
Oh yeah?
that we can't read.
Well, as it happens, I can read a lot of ancient words.
We got them right here, actually.
Odari. Now that
Odari.
is a pretty language. I'd love to get a look at what you have.
Okay, I show him the markings that were on the caves.
In the caves. Huh. He sort of pulls out in front of him. You know, these are actually really troublesome. They, the Odari, I'm just really sure how. They, had some sort of blanket enchantment on their language. You try to comprehend it, the spell, it comes out like a cipher. You gotta learn it the old-fashioned way. There's ways to get around it, but you gotta break the cipher, you know.
How do you cast a spell?
Seems like a
from-
very isolationist society.
That's one way of putting it.
Did they like get a piece of paper and say, every one of these that looks like this is now secret? Or was there
I
like
wasn't
a
around at the
secret-
time, so
secret to
I couldn't
outsiders.
exactly tell you, but, well. He, sort of
don't
pulls
know the language.
the rubbing over that's like the plaque that you would, the first one that you saw, the really short one.
Here.
Huh. This, this says, turn back. Yrahm is the, term that they use for it. It means ghost fire.
Numa, hey.
You can I.
Basically, turn back ghost fire.
Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Is
What's this a picture of?
Let's take a look at this one.
Probably means-
mean?
Probably means the plague.
Oh, it's like a literal. Okay.
Yeah, there was a skull.
Let's see this one. All right. Turn back. This is the second one. Turn back if you value your flesh and spirit. Yrahm, Ghostfire, has claimed this place. All within are dead or dying. What is that? Tread not upon their tomb. Only death awaits beyond, and the breath of the breath of Jakaze.
Someone did open a tomb.
Sealed by
It was
order of the daimyo Uman Kojiro of Umadakawa.
Wait, shit, I was fucking right. Oh my god, who would have guessed? Not me. OMG. Wait, if we're in possession of it, does that mean we're the cursed people now? God, shit. Dandy.
And then
I
this,
didn't have time
Fix
to
it.
write all that down.
this I'll post it in a sec.
I get some water.
I can post it now. Zoop. I'll just copy it from my thing. That's the first one.
These are Japanese people, so they committed Sudoku.
What's Japanese?
I didn't say that.
This is the second one.
That's some long.
And then this this last one. That's is that a proper noun? That's a proper noun. I don't know how you say it. Akarui Yoi Mine.
Mine.
Established
The
by
mine shaft.
order of the Daimyo Uman Kojiro of Umadakawa. And then that's a lot of, those are Jingon Takai, Jingon Hikui, Kogane, Sora no Kinzoku, beholden to the virtue of Ko. Yeah, well, that tracks.
What do you mean? What's the virtue of Ko?
Hold on, I'm just posting it. There we go. A bunch of these are sort of names, proper phrases. They got definitions. I can go over a couple of them if y'all have the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Well-
got nothing but time for you.
This is where did you find this? This is some serious looking stuff. Most I'd seen was the
Creepy caves.
sketches on the markings on the side of Cobra's tower over there. Interesting.
Caves are treasure troves of knowledge.
So
This was along the southern edge of Popeye's.
the name of the mine there means bright well in Odari, more or less. Those all those words at the end of that one are materials. Jingon Takai is silver. Second one's tin. Kogane is gold.
Ooh.
And last one, I've never seen that Okay, we're back from a brief hiatus. The recording crapped out. The guy just said the whole history of the Empire.
It was cool and informative.
I'll
I would just
fucking,
like to say.
I'm gonna edit something in here. I'm not doing it now.
Understand.
Here. There.
You
It'll
didn't
be
make
there.
a noise. Your clap
Oh,
made
damn
no
it.
noise. It made no sound at all.
Oh.
Well, let's react to after Microsoft Sam said it all.
Oh.
Go.
hold on.
The last material in that list of materials, Sora no Kinzoku, translates to empty metal. This is a term that has not appeared in any other known Adari texts. Jikaze is an old Adari phenomenon, well documented, that roughly translates to evil wind. It was some kind of magical anomaly that was apparently a side effect of some arcane technology the Adari used frequently, although the precise technology is lost to history. It manifested as a hot wind that would blow unexpectedly and sourcelessly, which generally the Adari treated as a nuisance, but could be dangerous in places where said wind might dislodge something or spray glass in faces or something like that. Adari enchanters from the homeland were known to be able to dispel Jikaze, but it was an expensive and time-consuming project and if unnecessary, most didn't bother. The Adari were a powerful empire in the early to middle period of the Epoch of Empires. They were a curious empire, however, in that they had little interest in conquering or subjugating the peoples of foreign lands. Instead, they chose to establish colonies alongside native peoples, building in lands that were uninhabited and making a concerted effort to maintain at least neutral relations with their new neighbors. This they did largely in their place of origin, the Scattered Isles, though Adari ruins have been found as far away as Xantine, Mandrelay, and even Razmuir. Their main opponent in this period was Shanmao, which very much did want to conquer, and they warred often. At the height of their power, the Adari were like a shield wall preventing Shanmao from rolling over the Isles, and they are remembered very fondly by many histories in that region. Further abroad they are remembered with more suspicion, as the Adari, while largely non-hostile, were nevertheless guarded, closed off, and frosty in demeanor. Most modern historians believe that the Adari had no actual interest in protecting the Isles, and that their protection was merely a natural byproduct of self-defense against the Shanmis. The Adari were renowned for the great leaps in invention. Most attribute such inventions as the throwing knife and star, the cannon, widespread use of opiates in medicine, the dock landing ship, and rudimentary calculus to the Adari, as well as early versions of later inventions such as the printing press and sketches that resembled firearms. They were also renowned for their interest in studying the world, particularly its chemical makeup and its magical essence, especially with things such as ley lines and the elder magics of the world. It is believed there were vast intellectual industries in Adari devoted solely to discovering and parsing these ancient mysteries, and in so doing magic was greatly integrated into their society, second only to Driork in its prime. Despite all this, however, Adari was very secretive and protective of their inventions and research. Most of what they built or designed was reconstructed by second-hand accounts and a few recovered documents. Very little of the magical research is known at all. An interesting note about Adari, their entire people were devoted to a doctrine known as Ko, which taught to revere and defend the homeland above all else, at the expense of all else. As such, some operations even far from home were beholden to Ko, which meant that they served solely for the benefit of the homeland and all profits and materials would be directed there. Everything outside of the homeland was seen as satellites of research, industry and resources, orbiting the place that actually mattered. And indeed, the capital of Yumachi was regarded by contemporaries as one of the most extraordinary cities in the world, with some accounts describing that it rivaled Sufang in size and splendor, rivaled Mekufaris in wealth, rivaled Krindriork in magical marvels. It was even said that dozens of races unknown to other lands walked those magnificent streets, races now lost to time. Adari ruled quietly and mysteriously for thousands of years, and it is incredible that they maintained that mystery for all that time. But around 3,500 to 4,000 years ago, during a time that is now considered the shift into the latter stages of the Epoch of Empires, there were rumors that the homeland was in grave, mortal peril. And the emperor called for aid. Following Ko, every able-bodied Adari returned to render aid, and then Yumachi and all about it fell, literally, sinking into the sea and vanishing in one of the greatest cataclysms in recorded history. Whole islands swallowed by the waves, utterly gone. A people wiped out in an instant, and no one knows quite how or why. Apart from a few scattered groups not well enough to make the journey home, the Adari bloodline was extinguished virtually overnight. And all its castles and colonies were left to fall into ruin, abandoned but to ghosts. Even to this day none are certain where the Adari homeland and Yumachi stood. Many accounts from that time differ, and some radical historians even posit that Adari may have moved throughout the Isles. And though huge swathes of ruins have been discovered, a shattered undersea empire known collectively as Sunken Adari, the center of their civilization, has never been found.
There we go.
You do it there.
Geez, that's a lot of information. Where did you study all this? You know,
Sorry, what the fuck did you say?
Shalmaui is over there, right?
Points in direction.
I mean, it's in the Isles, yeah.
I never did think that. You know, they had much more of an expansion than I thought.
Oh yeah, they were pretty imperial back in the day. They didn't end too well for them, to the best of my knowledge. But they ended up just cloistering themselves off on the Isle. That's kind of the story of a lot of the empires of that time. And you asked me where I learned this stuff. I've had a lot of teachers over the years. Whoa. It's like a train crashed outside. I've had the good fortune to even be able to talk to some people from the Odari bloodline, those who remain, and gotten some very old accounts passed down from generation to generation that have helped fill out my body of knowledge. Not too many of them left, but they're out there if you know where to look.
Geez, the history of this island certainly is. Jeez.
Yeah, this place,
feels less like a frontier, more like we're rediscovering stuff.
and that's the nature of a lot of frontiers. Yeah, this place, we know it used to be they used to have some sway here across the mountains on the coast, there's the town of Memory. The whole place is a ruin. Is a Odari ruin. Used to be called Kyoku. We're pretty sure that's where they used to rule from when they were here. That writing on the things talked about the daimyo. That was a in their time. It was like a regional lord, and they served under the shoguns, who ruled like larger islands or island chains generally. The Odari, their name for Atreides was Kuraishima, and
Cool.
and the shogun was hell, I can't remember his name right now. Morishige Ozurai was the guy running the game back then. Seat was Kyoku. I've never heard Uman Kojiro or Umatakawa. My guess is that Umatakawa was this area, right about where we are, and I guess this Kojiro was probably the local daimyo. There's I've heard word, not seen it myself, but I've heard there's a large castle deeper into Three Sisters, probably where this Kojiro used to sit, but the same rumors say that it's haunted all hell, cursed, and nobody's ever come back from it. So I don't plan on making the journey myself anytime soon. Oh yeah, and did I write that part down? Oh, here it is. That stuff, Ghostfire, Yrahm. I've heard the term before. Old, very sparse. I've seen it maybe once or twice, and I don't know where the documents were from. It's entirely possible they were from here. All I know is that it was treated with kid gloves, so to speak. They didn't talk about it much. It was regarded to be pretty sinister, pretty destructive. They believed in their time it to be some kind of a curse. Might well have been. We don't know what our knowledge of their knowledge of stuff like germ theory. We don't know too much about. So it's entirely possible it was some kind of illness or something like that. But we've heard it described as a curse, which should let you know how seriously they took it. But very, very little, basically just what I told you in terms of what has been written about it, at least that we found.
I see.
So yeah, that's basically the long and short of Odari, so to speak. It's not what I was here to find, but it is definitely getting more and more enticing.
What are you here to find?
I'm not working alone. I got a boss. Call it a master, whatever you want to call it. My teacher, I guess. Apprentice. Me, apprentice. Looking for some lore that's been forgotten for a long time around these parts. Mostly to do with the Solveni, actually, but I've been tracing down leads on that for a while. Some old... maybe it dovetails with this Odari stuff more than I thought, because... I don't know, something to think about. But yeah. Anyways, that's what I know about Odari, and that's the translations of those rubbins you got there.
Well, maybe it does
Maybe.
connect. Sylvani gods are very terrible.
Yeah, that seems to be
And-
the general consensus, particularly from the Sylvani.
This land is very ancient, and I'm worried that that virus might have been an ancient awakening or something.
That was my idea.
It was. And it scares me.
Well,
It is scary.
so you're thinking that this stuff, maybe even this ghost fire, like the fever?
Yes, because there were bodies down there.
Oh,
You know, Siobhan, I think she gave it a name.
Skeletons. What?
No, I think you should give the disease a name.
Oh, it's the black fever.
Oh,
But if we find a new strain,
well,
That
shit.
would be
Let's hope
terrible.
not.
but there would be a silver lining.
the
No,
black
I don't agree.
fever, the black
Because-
seaver.
Oh my
the black
god, think of all the
fever,
new marketing
Wait, what-
ideas we could do out of it.
What if the new strain was
the
less
black
dangerous?
fever, the black jeever.
And it was less dangerous, and it overtook the original strain.
Listen, I'm gonna be hanging around town for a while. It's gonna be a while before I have enough to report back to, the head honcho. So, you find out anything more about this Odari stuff, you bring it to me. I will do my utmost to parse it, because I am as interested as you are, I imagine. And, I know a little bit about this and that, being, so wizardly and historically inclined. And I like to think of myself as a linguist, too. So if you can't read something, it might be I can.
That would be great. Yes,
There's
I
certainly a
am.
lot more to bring over.
Well, I look forward to seeing something. It's a lot more interesting than the busy work I was doing today, so I'm glad y'all came over with something that caught the eye.
Hopefully, we'll find something fun for you, and nothing that necessarily spells doom.
And there's a lot of doom in history once you start to really get into the meat of it. But
Greetings! Welcome to the devlog for
What is
hot
this?
dogs, horseshoes, and hand.
I didn't open this video. I didn't even click that. It was in Discord. Someone else.
Someone else clicked your Discord?
I mean, I guess I clicked it. I didn't mean to.
it scared the shit out of me. There were so many in my house.
I thought
Hey,
Sophie was
hold on.
trolling us.
Yeah, me too.
Markiplier for a second.
I looked immediately at Sophie. Anyway,
Could you write your name for me? Am I allowed to?
Oh, hell yeah.
Am I allowed to include you in my list of references?
Sure, yeah. To what end? What do you mean?
I'm a student as well.
Oh,
She needs to bibliographize.
as long as I can include you in mine.
Okay.
Sounds good.
She's a bibliophile.
I don't know if the guy that I'm working for really cares about references, but we'll see.
Oh, I'm working on a project, and it is mine. Yeah, we have our references and stuff. And, it's my project, so I need
Yeah,
to
Makes
give credit
sense.
where it's due.
Sure.
I already have the other guy's name. Okay. Thank you, Roman.
No problem. I'm just you got me going. You open up the floodgates and I started historying again. So it happens. And I might even do it in a funny robot voice.
I'm looking forward to it
That's good.
and reacting to it
Because
after
Nick
the
doesn't
fact.
Nick doesn't want to act that again.
A funny robot voice.
if I have to say all that stuff again in Roman Omethel's voice, I might kill myself.
Neodari, we're a powerful empire.
Theodori, we're powerful. And
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do fucking the guy from afar. What's his fucking? Theodori, we're a powerful empire.
I'll
Scattered isles.
The Twitch
Neodari,
message
ruins
one.
have been found as far away as Xanten.
Yes, yeah. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. I hope I'll see you around.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
I leave the premise.
Me too.
There's history in these bones.
I point at the ground.
And as you depart the table of Roman Omethel, that's the session. I'm done.
Perfect. I
That's
confiscate the candies from the hospital.
ladies and gentlemen, that's the. No, he's gonna keep eating them. You can't take them. You can't have them.
Nope.
They're his. They're his. You can't have them. He's taking them. He's running away. He's running. He's running.
I apply one pinstripe to Siobhan's candy dress.
Shut the fuck up. That's the session. Goodbye.
Ah!